Go away. I love that.
We got the job, baby! Shake and bake. Fire the cannon! Get it! How about them Bucs, baby?
Wait up, little boy! Wait up!
Why so serious?
Go away.
Great sound effects.
Those way they work. Go away. Go away. I will hold the door.
Fire the cannon! How about them Bucs, baby?
going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web here live on a Sunday from the Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo at the Florida State Fairgrounds for your second day here of this Sports Talk show. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And, of course, for fans of the Sports Web, the Tampa Bay sports fan, especially you Go Bucs fans, especially your Rays fans, even though the Rays lost yesterday, it's your time. How do we start off this good time here on a Sunday? Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. Along with my co-host here, Mr. Abraham V. Cherry, as we will get his lower third on right there. There we go, right there. How you doing, my friend?
Wonderful.
Welcome back to another edition, right? Second day?
Yeah, it was an amazing show yesterday. We collaborated with the Frozen Pirate podcast. We had a lot of good guests on the show.
We did.
Yep.
And in case you did miss that, we will replay some of those interviews from Michael Pittman Sr., Ian Beckles, Johnny B. It's just so many interviews yesterday that we had. Hardy Nickerson, of course. So we will definitely do that. And then, as always, we'll take your phone calls, 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. As you can see, people right now waiting in line. Eric Davis is around here. Benito Santiago is around here. So we'll see if we can get them on the Evolution. If not, we'll just talk sports like we always do here with your phone calls and your comments. Of course, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391.
Also, special thanks to our friend Josh J. Pringle, also known as DJ UPS.
Yes, and hopefully the sound effects are working for this. Because not only was he able to organize this with Guy, of course, running this, but also some great food before the broadcast, which I got to tell you, pulled pork.
And I got this off from Josh's son.
Well, I want to promote this first.
Yeah,
This is important.
Yep.
Food is important, my friend, on
yep.
this show. Pulled pork, homemade macaroni and cheese,
burgers,
green beans, hot dogs, drinks. I got my Mountain Dew here. So I'm ready to go. I'm ready to talk sports with you. So that was really good. And baked beans with some bacon in it.
Yep.
So it's important. Now you can go ahead and talk about what you got. What did you get?
I got a rookie and Buka card from Josh's son.
Okay.
Yeah.
Show that into the camera. That's one of the many things you can get here at the Expo. As we have Josh. Come here, you. Come on, get on here. What are you doing? Bend down here and talking as we got Abraham V. Cherry now, Mr. DJ UPS.
What's up, everybody?
First and foremost, I want to tell you, whomever made the food, great job.
That was me, Fat Boy.
That was you?
Yeah, I cook like that.
Damn, that was phenomenal. We need some barbecue sauce, but that pulled pork was good enough without the barbecue sauce. Is there?
Yeah, you missed.
I'm getting seconds.
Banana pudding too.
Banana pudding?
Yeah, you missed the banana pudding.
Well, hell, I'm going to end the show. We're going to end the show. Show's over with here live. No, I'm just joking. We'll get it afterwards. But you really organized this, man. You've been unbelievable in this. I mean, talk about this event the last couple days.
So, guys, this is the Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo. We've actually started doing it quarterly. So every 3 months, the next one will be September 18th to September 20th. We're working on the lineup right now. This lineup was great. We did have a couple of big cancellations, which we apologize for. But
Dennis Rodman, William Shatner, but that's okay.
We got the main guys we do this for, the Buccaneers.
Yes.
Did you get a couple interviews?
I got a lot of interviews. Michael Pittman Sr., Hardy Nickerson, Reggie Barlow.
That's why we do it.
We'll replay those. Yes.
The kids have my son. I got videos of my son opening football cards with Bucky.
Love it.
It's been a pretty cool experience this go around. Guys, stay tuned. The Sports Web, it's the evolution of the Sports Web.
Evolution of Sports Talk Television. He's absolutely correct.
Let's do this.
We're incorporated with these guys here. Once again, live from the Florida State Fairgrounds, the Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo. We'll be back. We'll be promoting, getting celebrities on. Hopefully, we can get Bucky Irving on. Hopefully, sometime get Simeon Rice. But lots of guests yesterday. Really happy with this, man. You delivered us so many people that I never thought we would get. Levante David and Tristan Wirfs and and Booger McFarland. So it's been a great event as
Doc
always.
Gooden.
Doc
You
Gooden.
never know who you're going to get on the sports
Right.
web.
Eric Davis is around. Benito Santiago.
I'm working on him right now.
All right. So we'll see if
Somebody
we can get
pissed him off in the back.
Uh-oh.
Threw some cards at him, but
Can't do that. Don't throw.
I'm working on Eric Davis for these guys. So
All right.
stay tuned, y'all.
DJ UPS. Anything else, my friend? Get that food, right?
What's the slogan? I gotta see it.
Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. Go.
Bring the passion. Bring the excitement. Just don't bring no damn nonsense.
Say Tampa.
Tampa.
Bay. Good stuff, man. Appreciate you as always. There's your mic right there. Good stuff from DJ UPS. As we're live, we see fans here. They're like, are you live right now? Yes, we are live. Yes, you are live on Facebook. Yes, you are live on Instagram Live. We're giving it a try today. Hopefully, we're not throttling. This internet has been a nightmare. So we'll see how this works out. And then we're also on YouTube and Twitter or X or whatever they call it. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. YouTube super chats are open. If you like the content, give to the content. And, of course, Facebook stars. So we've been talking about this the last couple days. We'll continue to talk about it throughout the week, I believe. And it is going to be Baker Mayfield. The conversations about him.
Okay. Can I put my spin on it?
Please, go for it.
So this is normal negotiation process. He's not saying he's not going to re-sign, but he's looking for a magic number, and both parties got to, meet each other where they both agree. And it's a negotiation process. So he made a statement with the media, and everybody wants to put their own spin on it.
Correct.
So even if he doesn't they don't reach agreement by training camp, because he wants to focus on football.
Right.
So they can franchise tag him. It's not a big deal, but maybe they want to work something so they can also work, get other players, keep all the people that want to keep pieces on their team. So they'll find a way to agree something. I mean, I don't think everyone should make a big deal about statements made to the media. And it's like media is going to put their own spin on it.
We heard on Friday from Mayfield himself talking to media that they're nowhere near close. He's got a deadline on this until training camp. Once training camp starts, there's going to be no more negotiation. So they've got 6 weeks away. Now, this from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. He says Mayfield can make the argument that he's better than at least a few of them. Again, the conversation is pretty simple. 11 different quarterbacks in the NFL make at least $50 million a year. That's not me. That's a fact.
That's the going rate. That's
the going rate.
That's a market.
That's where it is. Mayfield can make the argument that he's better than at least a few of them, so he's going to need a significant raise. Now, I'm asked around. I'm sensing that Tampa Bay is not overly worried about this right now because they have the next 6 weeks before training camp to potentially hash this out. Again, this from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. They see Mayfield in their long-term plans. This hasn't been an ugly negotiation. From my sense, it's still relatively fresh and new, so it's not like they've been talking for months and it hit an impasse. They just have to make some progress based on the initial talks. The Bucs are dedicated to try to do this, and my sense is Mayfield won't hold out. So there you go. He will not hold out at this point, although you just never know. I was kind of surprised by the comments by Mayfield. Again, they have to make some progress. The Bucs are dedicated to do this. My sense is Mayfield won't hold out. You heard him there. He sounds like a guy who's going to be at camp regardless and try to put up big numbers in 2026.
I just think you got.
So maybe a motivating factor
at
the end of the day. That's what it may be. It may be a good thing. And we talked to Ian Beckles about it. We'll go back to that interview yesterday. Some interesting comments from Beckles on Mayfield and, of course, this Bucs team overall. Yeah.
There's some variables that came into play last year, okay? People forget the first half of the season they were 6-2, and he literally carried the team on his back.
Yeah.
And then he played through a lot of injuries. I don't think that's a good decision on his part. He doesn't, even he's hurt, he just go out on the field. That's what happened in Cleveland. I don't think that was a good decision on his part, and I think, every bad experience, he comes back stronger, resilient.
Right.
And we got a healthy offensive line going this season. We got good depth.
Yeah.
And I see good depth at tight end, especially with the new rookie addition. I think Cole Keith will be moved to fullback because what happens when Cole Keith lines up at tight end is that they already gave it away. It's a running play.
Well, they like Bauer Sharp a lot,
Yeah.
and he showed some promise. And again, it's just OTAs. It's
And-
like Todd Bowles said. You don't know. I mean, he's not gonna
He's
not gonna give them congratulation or whatever. Kind of like went all Allen Iverson the last couple days when it comes to OTAs. But we've been talking about it in the show. We've been talking about it on this other show here, which I want to throw out there because I didn't get a chance to throw it out.
You got
there
a wounded
yesterday.
animal going to play every week
Yeah.
after the bye week. It was a wounded animal. It was a wounded team, and and they were psychologically defeated.
Yes, if you want latest daily Bucs content, 10 to 15 minutes a day, Bucs latest every day on YouTube, 11 a.m., a part of the Fan Arch Network, of course. Thank you to those guys for giving me the opportunity. I want to go out to Up the Block Barbershop. You don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Whether you want a beard trim, haircut, fade, they got you covered. Go see my favorite barber, Ricky, and all the talented and fine barbers there at Up the Block Barbershop, and tell them the Rolex reporter Peter Blake sent you. And then, of course, a part of the Carter Agency. We are usually on TikTok, but because the internet is not so good this weekend, we weren't able to get on TikTok, but they support us. We appreciate that from them. So we'll go back to that right there. You're absolutely correct. The tight end situation is definitely a big time question mark. K. Dotton gets a contract extension. So $10 million a year, 3 years, $30 million total.
I think it's a bargain. He's like a glue guy, like Anthony Nelson. Okay, on the offensive side.
Well, he's got to be better than Anthony Nelson. He's got to definitely be better, more incorporated into this offense. And I think, listen, the reason
let me tell you something. When the offensive line got injured, he was required to block more. So
correct.
So he was less involved in the passing game because he took additional responsibility as a blocker.
Correct.
So people don't take that into consideration.
Right.
So people don't people don't see the bigger picture. Unfortunately, they only see they see what they see and they want to make judgments. Just like when Jalen McMillan came back from that horrible injury he had, that was due to an errant throw by Teddy Bridgewater. Okay, they shouldn't have put them together because they had no chemistry. And then Teddy made a bad throw, and Jalen, hurt his neck. And then he came back and then he said he was not blocking. Well, first of all, the man is injured with a neck. He doesn't want to aggravate it. He's not permanently out for his career.
Right.
People don't take that into consideration. Everybody wants to make judgments and say, fire Todd Bowles. Who are you going to replace Todd Bowles with? You got a good replacement? Nope.
Well, they want to replace everybody. They want to replace Todd Bowles and they want to replace Jason Lyon and the quarterback and start all over again. And I said, again, be careful what you wish for. There's just fans out there who just want chaos. Mm-hmm. That's just what it comes down to.
I've been a fan.
And I'm not one. Listen, am I saying this is perfect right now? It's definitely not perfect right now. You can't lose in the first round. You've only won one playoff game in Todd Bowles' tenure as a head coach. There's definitely some things you need to work on. The defense is one of those big-time question marks. We'll see when they hit the field this year and, in training camp and even we won't even know in training camp, but we kind of know, have the Bucs done enough in this offseason for this defense to improve because it's been the Achilles heel.
Let me tell you something. Todd Bowles is a Bill Parcells disciple, okay? He learned his defense from Bill Parcells.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Bill Parcells defense, you got athletic outside linebackers who can sack the quarterback, who can stop the run. And then they can also like Lawrence Taylor. And you got and Belichick also is a Parcells disciple. So he always had. Then you got beef in the middle. You got big, heavy guys that just eat gap eaters. So you got gap eaters in the middle.
Goldie walking by right there. Yeah, we had him on the show.
And then you got awesome inside linebackers that can go back in coverage, that go sideline to sideline. Then the last line of defense is the safeties and the cornerbacks. So the secondary was good. It's just the front seven they needed to work on. And I think the front seven is way different from what they had last year.
Right. Well, I definitely think it's a lot better. It could be a lot more improved. We know one thing that the Bucs were focusing on in that offseason to get edgier players, get stronger at the point of attack. That's the reason why you pick up a Nacho in the first place. That's the reason why you pick up an Sean Robinson from the Carolina Panthers, and that's why you pick up a DeMonte Capehart from Clemson. So, and we're not even talking about Elijah Roberts.
I think Elijah and Kalijah are going to rotate in and out.
Elijah and Kalijah, I like that. Elijah-Kalijah connection.
Kalijah was overused. That's why he got injury. So, I think you need to they overuse them too much.
Well, they need rotation.
Yeah,
That's the reason why you're bringing all those big bodies at this point. And again, you want to improve with the running game. You want to improve getting after the opposing passer. That's what you want to do at the end of the day. Bucs fans, what do you think of these comments from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN? Does this kind of calm your nerves a little bit? Some Bucs fans thinking Mayfield's going to leave. But again, I'll just caution you, the Bucs do hold all the cards at this juncture. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Let's go out to the comments here. Oscar Leone says, good afternoon, Peter and guest. Hope you guys are having a great day. We are having a great day. Can you guys hear the sound effects at this point? Hopefully you can. Hopefully that wakes you up. If not, then there's something wrong on my end here. Nair says, go Bucs, go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go Bucs.
It's exciting.
Oh, by the way, we'll give you a Todd Bowles update. He is still your head coach.
Yep.
It is June 7th, 2026, and Todd Bowles is still your head coach.
It's exciting.
It is exciting.
Fire the cannon.
It absolutely will do
Bucs,
that.
baby.
All right, so good stuff there. Thank you very much, Nair, for tuning in to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, a special Sunday afternoon edition. We were going to go Sunday morning, but, the food got in the way. Blame it on the food. Boy, oh boy, the food is really good. Pulled pork. Let's go out to Brightside Broadway. Broadway, what's going on? Hey, Peter. Hey to you.
Oh, yeah.
I kept on playing this. I get a kick out of this sound effect.
Go away.
I don't.
I'm like,
it was so funny.
well,
It's TJ Reeves on the Buccaneer Radio
I hope
Network. the
he
media icon.
replaces.
We'll see. We'll see about that.
Mhm.
We'll see.
I
got no insight on that, but we'll see. What
I
happens.
love his commentary.
I do too. Absolutely. So again, we are live on all these social media platforms. So call in if you want to talk Bucs, if you want to talk Rays as they fall last night. At this point, I got somebody said sound great. So there you go. That's always good. Well, that's not the one I'm looking for. This is the one I'm looking for. Fire the producer for the wrong sound effects. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate you as always.
Yeah.
Go Bucs. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go Bucs.
It's exciting.
It is exciting.
We got the job,
Absolutely
baby.
exciting at this point. All right, good stuff there. Thank you, Broadway. Let's go out to Oscar. Might be some trouble if he doesn't get the deal he wants, but I don't think he will leave. Yeah, I definitely think, again, with everybody saying he's going to hold out, that's not Baker Mayfield. That's not what he does. That's not what he's done throughout his career. He's not a malcontent, even when the coach doesn't treat him well, which we talked about Kevin Stefanski.
He's a team player. He plays when he's hurt. He wants
showed that last year.
He wants to carry the team on his back,
right?
And maybe he needs to back off on some of that stuff a little bit, especially risking putting his body on the line. You know, we want a healthy Baker Mayfield.
Sure, absolutely.
So,
let's go out to Michael Hulk here, the Hulk of the sports web. Peter, how's it going? Finally catching you on a live stream. Hope you're doing well. Let's talk Baker, please. Thoughts? Absolutely, we'll talk it. Listen, I think they got 6 weeks. I was surprised by the comments, but we heard Jason Light the last couple months and what he said and what his goal was, that he wanted to re-sign a Baker Mayfield. So if he wants to make it happen, and Baker Mayfield's camp wants to make it happen, as we got Louis from the Frozen Pirate Podcast. Social distortion right there. Hold on a sec here. You want to go ahead, share the mic, or you want to come? What do you guys want to do?
Sure. You want me to sit down? You want to take a break?
You go ahead. You take a break, get off for a little bit, get him on, and then Come on. Hush up, man. You just stay close here. All right. We'll go out to Louis from the Frozen Pirate Podcast here. Let me go ahead, get your intro on as I'm producing on air.
What do you hear? What do you say?
Yes. How you doing? Welcome back to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend. How's your Florida stay, by the way?
A lot better than last time, I'll tell you that.
Yes. Why's that?
Did
you get some of the food, by the way?
Oh, absolutely. That was
the highlight, right?
Yeah.
They have barbecue sauce back there. I didn't see any barbecue sauce. So
that's all right.
The pulled pork was good. I got to get some barbecue sauce. I'm going to go for second helpings after the show.
Mac and cheese was slamming.
Absolutely. And Jay made that?
Yeah.
Man,
everything.
Jay's going to be, wow. Tremendous.
They got to open something there.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I agree with you on that.
yeah,
But I go back to Michael Hulk here really quick. Talking Baker, so we'll get back to that in a moment. Go ahead and finish your thought and why it was better here now than it was last time.
All right. So for those of you out there in the sports web, you know where I come from, Massachusetts. A little sketchy, the area I come from, and coming to Tampa
Yeah.
for the past 6 years, and now doing these expos for about almost a year now, three expos.
Yeah.
Everybody said, "Oh, stay away from Ybor," and this time around, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna book something in Ybor. I'll do 4 nights in Ybor, and then we'll see how it goes.
Right.
I'll tell you what, a lot of that stuff you see online is overhyped, man. Everywhere you go, there's bad and good. But I'll tell you what, the best stay I've had here was in Ybor City. I love Ybor. I got a cock. I got a rooster.
You got
Tattooed.
a rooster
I got a rooster.
tattooed.
And-
I thought we were going to do your face.
I did.
I see that.
Yeah. We did the face. We did a little sailor anchor, but we did the rooster. But I had him do.
What's the rooster for? What's that?
So-
why would you do that?
There's roosters everywhere in Ybor City, and I find that fascinating. In Portuguese culture, though, there's like they make like these things. It's hard for me to explain, but they're roosters.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, how ironic. I'm here in Ybor City. I'm having probably the best time of my life in Tampa right now in Ybor.
Right.
And there's roosters everywhere, and it like collides with my culture being Portuguese. I told the guy, I said, hey, let's do a rooster, and I would like to, make it pop, bold American traditional, Portuguese, and he threw in the Portuguese flag colors.
How about that?
Right there in the back. And
Looks good. And you got. I didn't notice this before
Yeah.
because I'm not checking out your arms or your tattoos, but you're fully tattooed.
Yeah.
You've got the Buccaneer ship
right there.
right there.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tremendous, man.
Yeah,
That's tremendous.
and
Did
like
it hurt?
So right in here it gets a little tender.
It looks a little tender, bro.
Right here is probably pretty bad.
It's like
But-
I'm gonna peel it off. and
Yeah.
it's like,
Overall, the head was the worst experience. The side of the head right here, the nipple area was brutal.
Ow.
But the head was the worst.
I got one tattoo on my right shoulder. That's about it. I'm good.
What, you don't want no more?
Nah, I'm good.
Why not? Let's go get you a tattoo.
Nah, I'm good, bro.
Come
I'm gonna
on.
redo. If I'm gonna I'll redo it, but I'm not gonna get another tattoo.
Let's go get you a tattoo. I'm telling you, the easiest spots to get tattooed is right in here.
No,
It's
no, I don't want to
easiest.
do that. No,
Believe it or not, the knuckles are not bad neither. The knuckles are not as bad as people think they are.
no.
But yeah, man, but I will say this with tattoos, especially to all you young guys watching, do not get tattooed just to get tattooed. That's stupid. You're going to end up covering it up later on in life. Always. So every tattoo I have, Peter, and to everybody out there, everything tells a little story
Right.
for every tattoo. So now I have a new story when I go back home, the rooster. It just symbolizes the trip.
Here comes the rooster.
Yeah. And
Alice in Chains.
Oh,
an
yeah.
old song. Like
great
that
band.
song?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Sing
Alice in
it.
Chains. I can't
Here
sing on
comes
it.
the rooster.
Yeah! We ain't never gonna die. Oh, yeah.
See, I knew you
Yeah,
do
of
it.
course.
I knew you do it. Come on.
I grew up on that
Stop
stuff.
playing.
Yeah, I grew up on that stuff. My dad
Stop
was
holding
big
out.
into rock and roll. I found my different lane with punk rock, the Misfits, Rancid,
Love it,
Bad
bro.
Religion,
Love it.
all that stuff. But
Love it.
yeah, man, this was a cool expo. Like I said, the vibe. I got to
Great
talk
job on the Simeon Rice interview I watched. It was good.
I know. I got to clip that up a little bit. I was
He's not
all
a
over the
Hall of
place.
Famer, though.
I know, but that's my whole thing.
Ring of
with him.
Honor.
Yeah, but that's my whole thing. Like,
Yes.
why he's not in the Hall of Fame, Peter? Why is this man not?
I
in the
have
Hall
not.
of
I have
Fame?
no idea. I have
He's
to
a Hall
ask
of Famer to
the
me.
great sage of Tampa Bay, Ira Kaufman,
Yeah.
about how to get him in there.
But us as Buck fans, we know this man's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
That's why I was taken back because for some reason I don't know why I thought he got the Hall of Fame, but it kind of dawned on me. I was like, no, it's Ring of Honor. But even I jumped back in my chair. I'm like, this is bullcrap.
Right.
This needs to happen because he was. If you and I asked him the question, what would happen if Simeon Rice played today? He said he'd be better.
Of course
And
he would. Of course he would.
And he would.
Of course he would.
And I told him, I said, even with an extra game, he's like, are you kidding me? Even with an extra game?
More sacks because he got after it. I got after, especially Donovan
Multiple
McNabb.
sacks per game.
Absolutely.
Changed complexions of games. Like,
Tremendous.
the king of the strip sack.
Yes.
And he set the tone in the Super Bowl.
He did.
He set the tone.
He did. He did, getting in after Rich Gannon, of course.
Yeah,
And,
man.
for me, again, That was the big time free agent acquisition. If you want to
Oh yeah.
compare, something that was culture changing or what made that defense get over the top, it was Simeon Rice.
Right.
I love Chidi Ahana too, but Simeon Rice for that defense was the perfect fit there at the time.
Oh yeah.
And then of course you got Greg Spires who took Chidi's spot there, but you needed a guy that could get after the quarterback. You needed an edge rusher who, again, he had an edge and was productive and was stuck with the Arizona Cardinals, and he was perfect for this Bucs team. Because who are you going to double at that point? Who are you going to double? Are you going to double a Warren Sapp? Okay, we got one-on-one with Simeon.
Right.
You're going to double on a Simeon Rice as Abraham V. Cherry is back in the background. What's going on, boss? So yeah, I mean, I think that is so interesting.
What a perfect compliment
Yes.
for Warren Sapp.
Yeah, and just think about that defense. That's why I say it's the greatest, if not the greatest defense of all time.
Longevity-wise,
Sapp,
absolutely. Yeah.
Brooks, Lynch, Rondé Barber, possibly Simeon Rice.
Yeah.
Involved with that defense. I mean,
think
can't beat it.
everybody that was involved over
Yeah.
the years with that defense,
Sure.
even Shelton Quarles,
Sure.
Al Singleton,
Yep.
Donnie Abraham. A lot of people leave out Donnie Abraham. That 99 Buccaneer defense, probably arguably one of the greatest defenses of all
Ryan
time.
Kelly was
Ryan
good.
Kelly, yeah.
Dexter Jackson was good.
Yeah.
Super Bowl MVP. We
Dwight
talked
Smith
to
was
Dwight
on that team.
Smith. We had him.
Yeah.
You had him. I didn't have him this time. I wanted to
I
talk
didn't-
to him
I didn't get
again.
him on
You
this
didn't get him
time.
this time?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't
he
get him.
wasn't doing a lot of interviews or whatever. So
me
that's
and him talked back there. I was like, oh,
Right.
he remembered me. And
Right.
He's like, of course I remember you. He asked me, he's like, oh, how's life going for you? I said, everything's great, man. Can't complain.
right.
We talked about cars. I talked to him about the 67 build. He was pretty cool about that. He was pumped up about it. He was talking about what he wants to do. I told him, I'm like, hey, round 2. He's like, yeah, we'll see what happens. But he ended up leaving early. He took off early. But that's why you guys got to come out here to the Tampa Bay Sports Collectors
Yes,
Expo, man.
Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo live from the Florida State Fairgrounds today, and then September we'll be back. We'll be promoting. You just never know who's going to come on the evolution of sports
I heard
talk
that was gonna be a
television.
big one.
That would be nice. And then we had Michael Pittman Sr. on yesterday,
That's right,
Hardy
you got him.
Nickerson, Reggie Barlow, Ian Beckles.
Ian
He
was
killed
cool.
it. Johnny B killed
got
it.
his phone
Big
number.
Nasty.
I told him, I'm like, hey, I missed you last time at Dignitary.
Okay.
I said I go to I stop at Dignitary every time before I go back to Mass.
There you go.
I said you were there, but I think you were busy. He's like, no, man. Gave me his card, told me to text him before I get there this time. So that's gonna be cool, man. I loved Ian. I liked him when he was on DAE.
I do too. And he's still on WDAE
Yeah, once in a while.
with Pat and Aaron. I think
Yeah.
he's doing Thursday mornings with them. But want to go to this comment again, and we read this to start off the show. Bucs fans, phone lines are open if you want to talk to yours truly, along with Louie from the Frozen Pirate Podcast. Abraham V. Cherry will be back in just a moment. 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. The conversation's pretty simple. 11 different quarterbacks in the NFL make at least $50 million a year, says Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. Mayfield can make the argument that he's better than at least a few of them, so he's going to need a significant raise. Now, I've asked around, and I'm sensing that Tampa is not overly worried about this right now because they have the next 6 weeks before training camp to potentially hash this out. They see Mayfield in their long-term plans. This hasn't been an ugly negotiation. From my sense, it's still relatively fresh and new. So it's not like they've been talking for months and they hit an impasse. They just had to make some progress based on the initial talks. The Bucs are dedicated to try to do this. My sense is Mayfield won't hold out. You heard him there. He sounds like a guy who's going to be at camp regardless and try to put up big numbers in 2026. Your thoughts on this? Because I know a lot of Bucs fans were worried about it. Michael was talking about it. My sense is they're going to get it done if they want to get it done. You still have 6 weeks to get it done. Where's the number lie? 33 is not enough, especially when you have 11 quarterbacks that are making 50. I would say $50 to $51 million a year if you're committed to Baker Mayfield for the long term. If not, then you just let him play it out, and then you can always franchise him. You're still most likely going to pay $50 million or above because that's where the market is at this point. But I always go back to Booger McFarland, who says, where are you going to find a quarterback that's absolutely outplayed his contract?
Right.
He's making, he's not making Dak Prescott money.
No.
He's still giving you a production of 95 touchdowns and 37 interceptions. And I always go back to those numbers. I get it. Winning wasn't great last year, and he wasn't great in the second half, whether he was dealing with an injury, the offensive line was reshuffled. We talked about it over and over again. You got to play better than 26-11. The Bucs expect that. Baker knows that. So I don't know where that number lies. I let those guys do it because they know what they're doing, but I definitely think that Jason Light and crew are definitely motivated to get him signed. Where do you stand on it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want this to be a distraction for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into the season, because we know how the media is.
Yeah.
They make something very minor,
Mm-hmm.
and they start turning it into I don't want to say propaganda, but they start turning it into
Us versus you,
distraction.
yes.
Yeah, and
Fans
then-
versus Baker,
Yes.
Baker versus the Bucs, and all this. It doesn't
Yes.
seem like that. Again, Baker, I was kind of surprised by the comments of how far they are apart. That's where I'm kind of like, And then he gives a deadline.
Can I give you a number?
Give me a number.
I think it's going to take $53.5 million.
Wow, 53.5. Where'd you come to that?
Because if you look at Dak Prescott's contract, Dak Prescott, I think, is going to get traded.
To who?
I don't know yet, but I'm hearing rumblings that Dak and the Cowboys are gonna. There's something's in the works. So you heard it here live first.
All right. Did you talk to
but-
Troy Hambrick about this?
I did.
We had Troy Hambrick on, former
He-
Vasco Pirate,
Yes, he actually
big time Jerry Jones.
Yeah, he actually
loved him.
He actually agreed, and we actually talked about this.
Color?
I did hear rumblings about this, and he as well. But with Baker, you take a look at Dak's contract. What is it, $60 million? Has he played up to the standards with the stats? No. I mean, injuries, this and that. But Baker has.
Right.
So that's why I say I think it's going to take 53. I don't know if Baker's going to take a hometown discount anymore. I think Baker, if you look at the numbers since he's gotten here, I don't want to say he's overachieved, but he's done more than what people have expected, especially coming in, filling in for Tom Brady. That's no easy task. That
Right.
was that's like not a death sentence to a career, but
You're supposed to be in the
yes.
doldrums with the
Yes.
Tom Brady cap
Exactly.
hit, and you're still able to win NFC South
Right.
crowns. I don't care how bad the division is. And oh, by the way, they had this come out. This is another story you guys can comment on. Again, open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Live here from the Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo at the Florida State Fairgrounds. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter, along with Louis from the Frozen Pirate Podcast. This from ESPN. The Buccaneers are 18th out of all 32 NFL teams. Of course, the Bucs were rated behind the likes of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Cincinnati Bengals, which I don't get, and the Dallas Cowboys. However, where the Bucs rank relative to all the teams into their division, they are actually higher than the Atlanta Falcons, Saints, and Carolina, all ranked in the straight row from 24th to 26, all of them more than 5 spaces below the Buccaneers in overall NFL power ratings. So, again, you kind of wonder. I think this is a good thing. I think it's a good thing for Baker, because if you don't get him signed, instead of being a distraction, I think this could be a motivating factor. We know that Baker Mayfield, he plays his best football when he's got a chip on his shoulder. Right. And then furthermore, I think nobody expects anything from this Bucs team. Okay, they won the NFC South, great. What they had last year left a bad taste in the mouth. Everybody thinks that the Carolina Panthers are ascending for what they did in the offseason, did some really good things in the offseason, but the problem is Bryce Young.
They're so up and down, Peter.
They're so up and down, and Bryce Young, you don't know what you're getting
Yeah.
from Bryce Young. Bryce Young is not consistent enough. So the Saints, second-year quarterback, he beat the Bucs. What else do you expect there? The Atlanta
Very young
Falcons,
team.
who's their quarterback?
Yeah.
Is it Tua? Is it Penix? So to me, wide open right now for the Tampa Bay
Right.
Buccaneers. And if national media is kind of neglecting the Bucs or just overlooking them, good.
Yeah.
Because that's
like
more
that.
motivation.
Right.
Hopefully it is. Hopefully that's bulletin board motivation for this team to climb out of whatever hole they were in last year in the second half of the year.
And you know what? I think the Buccaneers and Baker are in a good space. I mean, like I said, there is no animosity there. Just because he said, hey, we're very far apart. Of course, like that first number, it's no different than here.
Yeah.
You find the card that you like.
Sure.
Let's just say it's $200.
Yes.
Sticker price.
Yes.
You're not going to pay $200. You're going to go low.
Right.
And that's what the Bucs are doing. They're just going low. And then they'll figure it out. They'll find the number. And if they don't, they can always franchise tag him next year. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I mean,
It is.
You could pay him. There's a lot that goes into these contracts. And like I said yesterday, or was it the day before, the Buccaneers also have to think about their upcoming free agents this year.
True.
There's a lot of them. Antoine Winfield Jr., Chris Godwin, Vita Vea. There's a lot of upcoming free agents. this Baker Mayfield contract has to be perfect. It has to work for both parties, and it has to work for the salary cap.
It does have to work for the salary cap, as we're live here on Instagram Live, Facebook, YouTube. I tried it today. We're getting no throttling, so it's looking good. All right, so Mike, I hope that answers your question. Let's go out to Oscar here. Again, Facebook stars are open, YouTube super chats. Give to the content if you like the content. Fans in the background waiting for signings. I'm trying to think of who is in the background who is signing things right now.
See. A lot of fans here. That's why I said you guys should come on down.
Yeah,
man.
come on down.
Bucky was here yesterday.
Yep.
We didn't get Bucky on, either of us. I had a personal conversation with Bucky that was really cool. Like, actually meant more than getting him on.
Yeah.
But again, you never know who's going to show up here.
Yep.
You don't know.
You really never know. Oscar says Baker has been a dog ever since he was in college. He's had to prove himself ever since then. The Bucs should give him at least $45 a year. Bucs for life.
45 is not going to cut it.
Broadway says Baker will not leave until his contract is up unless he's injured and can't play for the best of the season. He stated in a press interview that he would stay until his contract expires. Hi, how you doing? How you guys doing? His contract expires if there's no extension, promising to play like he always does and remain a team player. Let's go out to Brightside Broadway there from North Carolina. Todd is still my coach. Jason is my manager.
It's exciting!
All right, there we go. Lamar from Oregon. Aloha, Peter H. Blake and Louis Lateo. Mahalo for taking the time out of your day again to talk Bucs and do multiple interviews for us. We appreciate it. Thank you. And then Michael Hulk right there. Absolutely good stuff. Thank you for that. So with that being said, I want to go out to some interviews here really quick. I want to go out to the great Ian Beckles, who had some great things to say. First time he has been on the Sports Web. We'll get him on. We'll talk Baker's situation. So we'll give ourselves a break here. Maybe grab some food, maybe grab a drink.
Love Uncle Ian.
Yeah, but Ian Beckles here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. I've been looking forward to getting him on for a while. He was showing some love to my reel there with your former teammate there, Chidi Ahana, too.
Yeah.
Ian Beckles, first and foremost, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. And let's talk about it here. The Baker Mayfield situation. We've been talking about it all day long. What's your take on it? Are you surprised? Because we heard Jason Light throughout this offseason, how he wants to get it done. And now we hear Baker Mayfield. They're far apart. Again, what do we make of this whole entire situation? Once again, welcome to the Sports Web.
Wow, thanks for having me.
Yes.
Listen, this is business, okay? So as fans, we all just want them to sign Baker Mayfield. If you just sign Baker Mayfield, you have to give him the biggest contract probably in quarterback history.
Yeah.
The next guy up just gets the most money.
Yeah.
Okay, say you do that. And then he gets hurt in week 8. And then week 11, he's not right. And then the season ends and he has 10 starts. That's a possibility, right? The Buccaneers are in the driver's seat. It's a tough situation to say, let's just sign him. But the smart thing is to wait it out. At the end of the season, if Baker plays 17 weeks, they go to the playoffs, everything's great. You can franchise tag him, or you can say either we franchise tag you or we'll give you an extended, which we'll figure things out. But right now, the Buccaneers are in the driver's seat, and they don't have to do anything. And listen, Baker could be upset about it, but how is that going to help him?
Right.
It's not.
Do you think it's a distraction to the team? Does it become a distraction to the team, or does it become a motivating force? And I say that because the best football is when Baker Mayfield has a chip on his shoulder. Does this motivate him? People are saying 32. He's 31 years old. You're 2 years removed from 41 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. Pretty good in that Liam Cohen offense. I think what they plan is to have Zach Robinson duplicate that offense. Does that become a distraction, or does it become a motivating force for Baker Mayfield, in your opinion?
Well, I think Baker Mayfield would be inspired to play a flag football game at the park. Okay, so I don't think it matters. And I hear people say, well, somebody gets – and I think Baker Mayfield's a dog. I can say that from just an outsider looking in. I don't think it's going to matter how much Baker Mayfield makes, how he's going to play, okay? Listen, we want Baker to be happy. We want that. But we also want the Bucs organization to be okay 2 years from now.
Right.
So if you re-sign him to this astronomical – it happens all the time. People get these big, contracts, and then they're done. And then that team is in trouble for 4 years. So as a Buccaneer fan, and just let's go back to Mike Evans, okay? Everybody was so upset, and everybody loves Mike Evans.
Sure.
Mike Evans leaving was the best thing for the Buccaneers because Mike Evans is going to play 8 games this year. He's going to get 500 yards. And instead of Mike Evans doing that here, he's going to do it somewhere else. We're going to have a young player in there getting better. We're better without Mike Evans. Do we love him? Yes. Do we miss him? Yes. We're better without him.
I think you've been watching my show because I've been like the eternal optimist. People think I'm crazy, and that's okay. I'm okay with that, dealing with that. But I've said the Bucs offense, I believe, Ian, will actually be better off without Mike Evans because you won't have to focus on him. On top of it, the injury situation, you have young emerging talent there with Emeka Egbuka and Jalen McMillan and Tej Johnson, and a healthy Chris Godwin Jr., who we know whenever he's healthy, he can be a number one wide receiver. So am I really that crazy to say I believe this offense could return to a top 5, top 10 standing without a Mike Evans?
No, I think it's a possibility. This Bucs offense is the best in the league. There's a possibility. We don't know. If our offensive line stays healthy, okay, I think we're going to score points. That's me. Mm-hmm. If we can run the football, I think we're going to score points. Now, that's on one side of the ball. I don't know if we can stop the run. I don't know if we can rush the passer. I don't know if we're good enough at linebacker because there's new faces. I don't know if our DBs are good enough. So there's a lot of ifs on defense. Offensively, the biggest if to me is just health. I think, man to man, I think we're very, very talented. And by the way, I like to check out all the different podcasts and all the different things. I just fell onto probably a few weeks ago. I'm enjoying the show.
Thank you.
I just followed you, I believe, on Instagram.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I just, the more the merrier, the more Bucs, the Pewter Report and Joe Bucs fan and all those kind of things. It's good to have more on board, so welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. We've been doing this for some years now. We try to go out into the community, try to provide Bucs fans, Tampa Bay sports fans. You can do it a certain way, or you can do it the way we do it here. The Evolution, it's a cross between a TV and radio show with usually sound effects. Sound effects are not working today, but phone calls, everything like that. Talking about that defense, do you feel like the Bucs have done enough in this offseason to rush the passer? Because it was the Achilles heel, not only the linebacking situation, but outside edge rushers. Hassan Reddick, largely disappointing. Yaya doubled. Talked to Booger McFarland. He believes he's a 2. Yaya talking about the juice in this defense. In your opinion, have they done enough in this offseason to rush the opposing quarterback?
We'll see. When I talk about the Bucs defense, there's a lot of ifs, right? Vita Vea to me might be the Bucs' best player.
Wow.
But I don't know if he's reached 70% of his potential. So he's a weird player for me.
Okay.
Like when I watch him, I go, God, I'm so happy I don't have to block him. I'm serious. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would block him. I don't know what my game plan would be. But that being said, he doesn't show up enough.
Right.
When I watch Vita Vea not be able to be blocked, I go, where has that been? So we've had guys that haven't been able to be blocked, and they were always not able to be blocked, okay? So you just can't do it sometimes. So Vita has another gear.
Mm-hmm.
I think Yaya has another gear. Kalijah Kancey, we don't even know what that is in 17 weeks. We have no idea.
The biggest key to that defensive line, in my opinion, is Kalijah Kancey.
Yes. And listen, I'm going to be harder on Kalijah Kancey than most because you have to be present, and he ain't present, all right? I think he's a spotty player. I don't know if he's played enough to be a solid football player yet. Ruben Bain's going to go in there and make some rookie mistakes, but now we got a bunch of ifs there. But if the ifs come together and there's young and there's some, piss and vinegar in it, and you never know what it can look like. And then you sprinkle in a couple linebackers that have not been here before, and you got a little mean and nasty in there. There's some potential. I see it.
Yeah, Ashawn Robinson, they get him on a 1-year contract from the Carolina Panthers. Talking about that back end, what do you make of Zion McCollum's comments? Boredom. It seemed like he was bored last year because he got burned a lot, especially by Devontae Adams. When you hear being a former player that you were bored, is that on the player? Is that on the coach to have accountability if he continues his play not to be good? Is it on the coach's responsibility to bench him? I just think that's kind of like a red flag for me. You just signed him to an extension. He just redid his contract. Very disappointing. Boredom by Zion McCollum. Your thoughts on that?
Now, he said boredom. He was bored while playing.
Well,
I don't think I heard that.
I'm gonna go to this. This is from our friends there, Joe Bucs fan.
Okay.
Again, he said, if the quarterback is not looking to your side, like still trying to fight a lack of focus, there are going to be boring times out there at corner. Sometimes, especially in Bulls defense, he dials it up for all types. Everybody is going to get some action. So when your number is not getting called, you got to hold it down for the rest of the defense. So for me, just do your job and fight the boredom.
I don't know where to start.
Go ahead, go for it. It's your platform, brother.
Yeah, it sounds like a fan that's never played football is speaking. What do you mean you're boredom? Every coach says nobody knows which is the biggest play of the game. Okay, as you're being bored on that play, this might be the biggest play of the game. So what the hell are you doing? I don't understand that. I coach football at Chamberlain. Okay, I try to teach my kids the first play and the last play are exactly the same. You should play it the exact same. So it sounds stupid. It sounds stupid.
Yeah.
And if I was a coach, I don't know if I'd be concerned. I don't know what I would say. It's just a dumb statement.
I mean, Jason Light's looking at this
Yeah.
and looking at the play last year and saying, why did I sign it? You've been a guard in this league, and I know you got to run. I appreciate the time. Did the Bucs have enough on that offensive line? Besides the injury situation, Ben Bredesen, of course, Cody Mauk, Graham Barton. Some people say he's more of a guard than a center. What do you think of this interior line? Can they hold up throughout the year? Did the Bucs have enough on that offensive line when it comes to the interior?
I don't know if they could hold up. Whether they're going to be good if they're healthy, I think they're good. They are good if they're healthy. Barton is probably the weak point to this point. Last year, God bless him to move from center to left tackle and back to center. Very few people in the history of the NFL could do that, so you got to give him some love. But at center, I didn't think he played that great. Okay, and you want to feel people improving 10, 15% every year, and I think he might have regressed a little bit. I think if this offensive line is healthy, we have two great tackles. From what I hear, Cody Mauk was playing well before he got hurt. Let me give some love to Cody Mauk as a former right guard, okay? I don't know if I read one place, because I was watching the game where Cody Mauk got hurt with Jay Retcher, and I said to Jay, Cody Mauk's not okay. And it was first quarter, and he finished the game, and he had a torn ACL. Now, if you think you're tough, check that. Okay, a guy played 3 quarters with a torn ACL, and then the season was over. So big ups to Cody Mauk. And the offensive line, I like our offensive line as long as they stay on the hot top.
And I love Jay Retcher. Love what he's doing there. Great stuff, Jay. CSB brother, went to Connecticut School of Broadcasting together. Ian Beckles, final thoughts here on the evolution of sports talk television, my friend.
Well, first of all, you guys have probably been around a long time. We're probably all biting off of you. I have the Ian Beckles show, and I try to pop on as many entities as I can. I'm kind of a prostitute here in the area.
We're all whores to the business,
yes,
my
yes,
friend,
we are.
and you're always welcome here on the Sports Web anytime you
appreciate-
like. I
I
love
appreciate
the
you.
commentary.
Yeah, man.
I love the shows that you did, man. You're an inspiration of
Thank you.
what we do here on the Evolution.
All right, Ian Beckles show. Everybody check it out on YouTube.
Let's get you back on radio too. All right.
I'm kind of on radio. They're just not paying me to do it, so I like the money too.
Yeah. What's is it? Was it? I know you're doing it with Pat.
Yep.
Pat there and
Yep.
then, okay.
I'm on the Mike Calter show every Monday
Nice.
at 9:00 on 102.5 The Bone. I'm on Thursday with the great Johnny B, who's might be behind me on
Okay.
102.5 The Bone, and on Thursday mornings I'm on with Pat Aaron on 95.7, which is now 6:20 a.m. So I'm omnipresent. I'm just not making no money.
Well, maybe we get you on Wednesday nights on the Evolution of Sports Talk
Holla at me,
Television.
dog. Holla
All
at me.
right.
Holla at me.
All right, man. Appreciate
Thank
you as
brothers.
always.
It's-
Yes, sir.
It's been good.
Yes, thank you. Ian Beckles right there here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Great stuff there from the great Ian Beckles. All right, welcome back to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web here live from the Tampa Bay Collectors, Sports Collectors Expo from the Florida State Fairgrounds. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Louie from the Frozen Pirate Podcast.
What do you hear? What do you say?
I did try to wake up this morning. Probably woke up a little bit too late, but you're here.
I got no sleep last night.
No sleep at all.
Yeah,
You were down in Ybor. Well, what'd you do? What'd you do down in Ybor, by
All
the
right,
way?
so when I got out of here, I was starving.
Right.
But then I was like, you know what? I think it's tattoo time. I was gonna wait until Monday, but I'm like, you know what? I was riding at an all-time high. Simeon Rice, that was the thing.
Yeah.
That was like honestly like Steph, DJ UPS's wife took some pictures of me and Simeon. I actually got emotional looking at him because it was Hardy Nickerson, and then when Hardy left, Simeon. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like my favorite Buck, and then obviously Derek Brooks. But you know what I mean? Like I love Simeon. I love the moxie he played with.
Sure.
And just seeing those pictures, and I think back to when I was a kid, and I'm like, wow, how surreal! Like this is crazy. Like I sat down, I got to talk. He loved my background story of how I became a Buck. He kept on going back to that. Like
I love it.
Like
that's great, bro.
That meant a lot. And but yeah, back to the Ybor thing. Like I left here. I wanted to eat. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait. I'm at an all-time high. We had a great expo.
Right.
Let's go get tattooed. Let's do something to remember this. And obviously, I got this done. The face. The wife's gonna love that. Sorry, Aubrey. She looked at it. She's like, I try to hide it when we're on FaceTime. I try to stay in touch, so she knows I'm still alive.
Yeah.
And she's like, what the F is that on your face? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, turn to the side. And I'm like, what? It's my tattoo. She's like, the other side. She was a little upset. She'll get over it. But
Are you sleeping on the couch? Hopefully not.
No. I pay the bills, damn it. I'm not sleeping. It's my bed. Yeah, right.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm just head of maintenance around there. That's what I say. Okay.
I'm just saying,
just
man.
head of maintenance.
I'm just saying, she gets mad enough. Can't make her mad. Can't make this.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's
I guess.
it. Even I know that. Disclaimer: I've never been married before. Not married, and
it's
I'm
overrated.
single.
It's overrated. We're not married. We're not married. So we've been together for about almost 12 years. We've never been married. What's hers is hers. What's mine is mine. Her money is her money. My money is my money. And it works out the best. That's the best way.
Right.
When you get married, now you're involving the government into your relationship, and then things happen and it gets ugly. All set.
Yeah.
But no, yesterday I felt really good. Got tattooed. Went to Ybor, ate something. I went to New York pizza. Got a couple of slices. I haven't had
How was
pizza.
that?
Delicious.
Yeah.
I haven't had. I loaded it up with crushed red pepper.
Yeah.
I
don't know about the crushed red pepper.
I love
would have
crushed
did
red
that. That would give me heartburn.
I did get a little bit of heartburn, but
See?
I can deal with it.
Get older.
Yes, I am.
Got to watch out for that.
I actually
Tom.
I actually at my work bag. I have Tums and Tylenol.
Right.
That's funny. But yeah, and
You
then
gotta have it when you get older.
Yeah.
Everybody's laughing at me. What you do? I'm gonna
It's
eat
true.
like that.
It's true.
How late did you eat the pizza?
Probably like 9:40 at night.
Bro, you're lucky.
Yeah.
And what time did you go to bed? You didn't go to sleep.
I went to sleep at probably around 12:30.
Yeah, you're lucky you didn't have like an acid attack or
Yeah,
acid reflux
because certain
attack.
foods.
Oof.
But I left there, and I think the reason why I couldn't sleep is because I went to a cigar bar, a little cigar bar, nothing crazy.
You're really testing your luck with this.
Well, I enjoy the cigars. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I don't smoke them as much anymore.
Right.
This was probably my first cigar in probably like 8 months. So I had a cigar, and then I was like, you know what? Screw it. I said, may I have an espresso as well?
Yeah.
So it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and I have an espresso and a cigar. And then I finished my cigar walking down Ybor. It was packed, a lot of crazy stuff going on. I was like, you know what? This is a young man's game. I'm going to go back to the Airbnb, which is 4 minutes away.
Right.
So I had a good night. And like I said, I wanted to come in here refreshed because today is a nice day. Today is just kind of relaxed.
Yes.
Yesterday is crazy. Like
It was.
everybody out there, you guys don't understand. You guys just get the privilege to watch the show. What goes into this, like watching Peter set up, my setup, like there's a lot. Like remember Friday setting up.
Friday setting
Like,
up, and we had
internet,
the
like,
Wi-Fi,
yeah, man,
and we were
it's-
worried about that. We were worried about this. I mean,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's
Yeah,
a
it's a
lot.
lot.
But we got it for you. We'll be here in September.
Yeah.
Louis from the Frozen Pirate Podcast. Go check out his channel. He had Simeon Rice on there.
Yeah,
Who else did you have?
I had Buck Nasty, Bucs super fan. That was
Big Nasty.
Yeah, that was a huge conversation for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
What's up?
And I'm gonna put the video out there for everybody to watch.
Okay.
But after we wrapped up, he came back and was like, "Hey man, like that was awesome. I enjoyed talking to you." He's like, "Can't believe you're from Massachusetts." Like just the embracement that I'm getting from the Tampa community is
beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice.
great, man.
Well, yeah, it makes me
Yeah,
feel
I gotta
good.
move
You know,
down here.
I got
maybe.
I got Hardy Nickerson. I didn't think I was gonna get him.
Well, you know what? We're gonna
Hardy-
read these comments, and I'm gonna get out to Hardy Nickerson.
Dude,
Well, a Hardy
I was
Nickerson interview.
starstruck. I was
Yes.
a little starstruck.
A little.
Because the woman was like, "Listen, you have to like." I was like, "Oh man, like,
I gotta
what do I
wrap it
ask?
up.
Yeah, what do
Right.
I ask?"
I
just-
seen them in the background too. They're like, wrap it up. I'm like, oh shoot, man.
Yeah,
I want
it's-
to ask some questions.
So I was just kind of all over the place, but I made him aware of how much I appreciated him growing up as a kid.
Right.
And like I let him know, like, hey, I used to rob the Sunday paper from the neighbors as a kid to look up your stats and stuff like that. I had no access to the team, and then
Right.
I got a video gaming console, like a Nintendo 64, I think it was.
Right.
And then that's how I found out more about the team and who else was on the team. And I said I'd always play with you. You were the freaking human hit stick before the hit stick came out and mattered.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So-
Love it. All right. Roger Shoe right there.
Acknowledge me.
Great show, Pete. Thank you. Hopefully the sound effects are working. Broadway says they are. Baker needs to play his game. We need to protect him. Jason does not need to play it safe with Baker's contract. His injuries are not on Baker's side. Todd should have let him sit and get rest during his injury last season. We need to think not to have an impulse, but I agree with Ian. You're exactly right. And I don't think they had a backup quarterback situation like they have this year. They're very confident. Jake Browning, he's been able to do it with the Cincinnati Bengals in the past, even though a down year, 4 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
Yeah, but they have the other kid too. That's making some noise in
Jalen Daniels.
Yeah, but it's see, here's the thing. Peter, what have I been saying about the preseason? I'm not worried about our starters. I think our starters are our starters. They're good.
Just keep them healthy.
Yes, keep them healthy. What I'm going to be mostly concerned about, and I tell Buck fans all the time, and I said this all the time on your show, every start of the season, what do I say about preseason? Pay attention to preseason.
Yeah.
Because it's important.
Yeah.
It is important.
Yeah.
And I hope that the NFL doesn't do away with it, but this is important because we're going to see what type of depth we have on this team, because that's what really ultimately killed us. And, with the Baker situation, I love what Ian Beckles said. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
He's not wrong with anything he said.
Right.
With Baker's situation, like I said, you were only going to get so far with a banged-up offensive line, with a banged-up wide receiving core. Godwin came back too early.
Yeah.
They rushed that.
Yeah.
And then you're putting the pressure on Tez Johnson, 7th-round pick, rookie. Emeka Ibuka, 1st-round pick, rookie. That's a lot. You can only ride that wave so much. And then those close games at the end, the cardiac kids or whatever they were calling them, you can only live on the edge so much.
Fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah, you can only do that so much.
And you're right. Let's go out to Brent. Brent, what's up, bro? What's up with you?
Oh, yeah.
Not nearly the biggest Baker Mayfield fan. In fact, I don't think he's a Baker Mayfield fan at all. Louis, I didn't know you were from MA. I'm in Connecticut. I got to check out your podcast a little more now. Yes, the Frozen Pirate podcast right here on The Evolution. Tell you what should we go out to? Should we go out to Michael Pittman Sr.? You know what? Let's go out to Michael Pittman Sr. here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television, Super Bowl 37 winning. Here, let me get out to this man. We've been looking forward to having him on. Mr. Michael Pittman, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Take those headphones. Super Bowl 37 winner here on the Sports Web live from the Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo. Welcome to the evolution. I'm Peter Blake. They call me the Rolex reporter because I got a Rolex from Jake Paul. That's a true story. But we're on Facebook Live here. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitter. A lot of Bucs fans looking forward to having you and having you on the show. Go back to Super Bowl 37, that Super Bowl year. What's your memories? Once again, welcome to the evolution.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. But go back to that year. Obviously, that was year 2002, and
yes,
a long time ago. But the whole year, the defense carried us.
Yeah,
I was a new guy. We had a lot of guys on offense that was new. John Gruden, our head coach, was new, man. But it was a fun season. I battled through injuries that whole year. But when we got to Super Bowl, I told the doctor, "Hey, doc, shoot up my ankle. This is the one time in lifetime opportunity." And the game was the biggest game in all the sports, and we was all nervous going into that game. Offense, we was hyperventilating in our first drive.
Yeah,
and we finally calmed down. We kind of already knew what the Raiders were going to do on offense, and we just started clicking on all cylinders. I had a great game. I grew up in San Diego, California, so to go back to that stadium and have the game that I had out there, 124 yards rushing, or I can't remember what it was, 129.
It was 124, I believe. Okay. It was your first 100-yard game, and again, you were going through an injury. Talk about that injury, because I didn't know that. You just taught me something. I didn't know this, Michael, that you were going through an injury at the time. Talk about that injury a little bit.
It was a struggle for me. I hurt my ankle the first day of pads. Me and Shelton Quarles, we was going one-on-one and linebacker versus running back coverage drills, and I was slowing down, and Shelton accidentally tripped me, and I had a high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
And I never, ever got over that high ankle sprain because I felt like I got rushed back. Coach Gruden, who really wanted me back on the field.
Right.
And, I got back out there for him maybe, I'll probably say about 3 weeks after I injured it. And so if you really know a high ankle sprain, it probably takes like maybe 6 weeks to 2 months to fully heal.
Right.
So I never healed. So throughout the whole season, if anybody got close to that ankle, I was falling down. I mean, I had no strength in my ankle. It was very frustrating for me because I feel like a lot of fans just thought I was just falling down, but they didn't understand that after the game was over, my ankle was swollen, my foot was bruised, and I had to walk around with a boot on. And so I didn't make no excuses for my play. I went out there and I played. I did the best I could all season long. But it was a struggle for me because I know I was a more tougher runner. But in the back of your mind, when you have such a big-time injury, like a high ankle sprain, and you're a running back, it's just in the back of your mind. If somebody gets close to it, you're gonna fall because you don't want to re-injure it because how painful it was. But like I said, I went into the Super Bowl though, and I knew it was the last game of the season, so I knew I had the whole off season to heal.
Yeah.
So I asked the doctors if they could shoot it up, so I didn't feel it. I was like, I really want to go out there and perform well, and my doctor's like, you know what the hell? Let's shoot it up, and he shot it up for me. I didn't feel it, and I went out there and had my first 100-yard game, like you said.
Beautiful stuff there. Michael Pittman Sr. now, Michael Pittman Jr. and the league there with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's talk about the injury situation. Much has been made about Bucky Irving getting over multiple injuries, whether it was his knee, his ankle, his shoulder, especially his shoulder. Our friends there from Joe Bucks fan with the first report. I see you guys killing it over there. I know you can't go into his mind, but what do you think Bucky Irving is dealing with at this point? Dealing with the shoulder. We hear recent reports, maybe the summer, maybe the fall. Talk about Bucky Irving and his injury status, in your opinion. How difficult is it for a shoulder injury for a running back?
I feel like it's very difficult because really a running back, we use our shoulders, we use our legs. And, for Bucky to, sustain like a long career and just say, throughout the season, take the pounding, he has to have his shoulders healed up.
Yeah.
Because as running backs, we dip our shoulders all the time to try to bounce off defenders. And obviously, defensive players, the linebackers, we got to block them, and everything is attached. Your shoulders attached to your arm where you have to punch and anchor and be strong to throw defenders left and right. So if I was Bucky, will probably hold out as long as I could till I felt 100%, because it's hard for a running back, especially because you want to go out there perform, and be your best. But it's hard to really be your best when you have a nagging injury because you're always thinking about it in the back of your head. So I guarantee you, Bucky go out there too early, he won't perform as good as he did in the past.
Right.
But if he goes out there 100%, you'll see the normal Bucky that everybody sees out there. A guy goes out there, compete, blocks, runs through defenders, and makes big time plays.
Do you think that's the toughest transition or aspect of the NFL game is the pass protection, because you got to protect a guy like a Baker Mayfield who you're dealing with that contract situation. Your running backs have to be stout at the point of attack. Right. Is that the toughest transition for a running back to have that pass protection?
Yeah, I mean, that's big. If you're going to be a running back in the NFL, you got to learn how to block. And that was like one of my traits. I really wanted to be the best pass blocking running back in the NFL when I played. And I think I definitely was one of the top three. I was definitely one of the top three when it came coming out of the backfield, catching the ball as well. If you want to play in this league, you got to learn how to block, got to learn how to sustain block, hold blocks, because there's a lot of good, linebackers in this league. And I play with guys like Urlacher, Ray Lewis. I mean, these big guys I had to block for a long time.
Right.
And it was tough, but I feel like that was one of the reasons why it lasted so long. It lasted 11 years because I could run, I could catch out of the backfield, I could block.
In your opinion, do you feel like the Bucs have that in their room right now with the Bucky Irving, with the Kenneth Gainwell, with, of course, the Sean Tucker? Do they have enough of those guys that can block, that can help Baker Mayfield out, pick up those players like an Urlacher, Ray Lewis, somebody along those lines? Do they have enough in that room to do that? Do they have enough pass blockers, in your opinion?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Obviously. I mean, I never really I've never seen the guys play that's really below Bucky.
Okay.
I'm a big Bucky fan, but I see how Bucky plays. Obviously, everybody in Tampa knows how he plays.
Right.
If Bucky is healthy, he's an every down back.
Yeah.
And he can carry this team, and that's why he's in the position he's in today.
Right.
But he has to heal up and be 100%. And then, like I said, if he heals up and he's 100%, you're going to get the best of Bucky.
A lot of fans have some doubts. Maybe some analysts have some doubts. It is what it is. It's outside talking, but people don't think Bucky Irving is an every down back. Why do you think, Michael Pittman, that Bucky Irving can be an every down back? Go ahead and dispel this whole talk of Bucky not being a 3-down back, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, I can see why people say that he's not every down back because he's a little bit undersized.
Right.
But you see the way he plays, he blocks, he catches the ball out of the backfield, the way he runs the ball. I mean, he has everything that you look for in a running back. He doesn't shy away from contact. He got great balance. He got great vision. And coming out of the backfield, he can catch the ball as well. So what more do you want from him, to do? He's a little bit undersized, like I said, to block linebackers on an every down basis.
Yeah.
But for the backs they have on the team, Bucky is the go-to guy and the guy that can do it all. And like I said, the proof in the pudding is there. Like, he proved what he could do.
Yeah.
And I don't know why people are doubting him.
Right.
Because he showed me as a former running back what he could do. And, I'm just speaking from experience. When you see a guy like Bucky out there, I feel like he's a game changer. If I was a coach, I'd try to put the ball in his hand as much as I can. Him and Mike, not Mike, but what's running back's name? I forgot off the top of my head.
Sean Tucker, yes.
Godwin.
Yes, Godwin coming
yeah.
off an injury at this point. You're exactly right.
Exactly. But I think Bucky has everything that it takes, and I feel, like I said, if he heals up, it'd be 100%. He's gonna have a great season.
Let's talk about you, Michael Pittman Sr. here. Once again, just bragging about your son being in the league. I know you got to be a proud papa.
Right.
John Gruden, how difficult was it to get his offense? How important? What did he tell you? Because he was recruiting you out of Arizona at the time. Of course, work done, moved on. You came in. What did he say to you? What's a recruiting pitch to John Gruden? How important did he say you were going to be to that offense at the time?
Well, he told me I was going to be his guy. And what I liked about John was the way he used Charlie Gardner in Oakland before he came out there to Tampa, came out here to Tampa.
Yeah.
And I was always big in the passing game when I was in Arizona. Even when I played at Fresno State, I loved catching the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah.
I played a little receiver in high school and things like that. And I wanted to catch the ball. I loved his offense, West Coast offense. And I'm a big fan of Coach Gruden. I feel like his offensive IQ is higher than any coach I ever probably played for. Honestly, I mean, this guy knows football like no other.
Yeah.
And when he told me he was interested in me coming down to Tampa, I really didn't want to look anywhere else. Honestly, I wanted to play for Coach Gruden because the way he used Charlie, and he was a young coach at the time, and he was very, relatable. Everything about him, the Chucky thing, his tenacity. Way he approached the game, man, and he was a young guy. I feel like, a lot of players related to him, and I loved him as a coach. I love him as a friend today. He's a great coach, one of my all-time favorite coaches, and, my 7 years that I spent with John was the longest from our Super Bowl team. So I was the last player on the offensive side of the ball.
How about that?
That was with John. So I spent a lot of meetings and a lot of time with John. So I got to know him well, but he's my guy. I have nothing but great things to say about Coach Gruden, and I miss him.
Why isn't he coaching in the league?
I feel like he got lowballed, and that's my opinion. I know the racist thing came up, but in my opinion, I've never seen Coach Gruden say one racial thing ever in my life, and he's not racist. John is John. I mean, he has different types of philosophies. I mean, his vocabulary is just out of this world. I mean, he just flows and sometimes, and I feel like when he said the things that he said that got him, I guess, kicked out of the league by the NFL.
Right.
They don't understand John, and they don't know Coach Gruden. And the players who know him, I feel, will rally behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And, what I'm saying, like, we love him, we know him. Like I said, I spent 7 years with him in meetings and I've been around him, been around his family, and he always welcomed me. I've never seen anything where people try to call him racist or he shouldn't say what he said. But I think it was just a big misunderstanding. But he should be in the league right now. I feel like he's still one of the best coaches out there. Okay. You see his Gruden Gridiron podcast, all this kind of
tremendous.
Stuff. I mean,
it's tremendous for Barstool Sports. He does a tremendous job. I love that.
And that's why he has so many followers so fast, because everybody loves John. And I have nothing, like I said, good things to say about Coach Gruden.
I know you're a proud papa. I know I appreciate the time here. I know you got to run, but talk about your son there with the Indianapolis Colts. A lot of success. I'll throw this out there. The Bucs just drafted a kid by the name of Josiah Trotter. They made a lot of a deal with Jeremiah Trotter, who's a damn good linebacker. You know this all too well with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right.
Do you feel like there's an advantage? Do you got your son ready? Talk about that. Do you think there's an advantage to a young player coming into the league having a father that played in the league at the time? Do you think there's an advantage to that?
Well, I say the advantage to getting, just say the advantage is to getting your son to the league. Because what I did with Michael Jr. is I just try to teach him everything that I learned from college coaches and especially all my NFL coaches.
Yeah.
And there are some kids out there that don't even have a father, and there's some kids out there that don't get coached up correctly.
Yeah.
And then obviously people like me who learn from guys like John Gruden, Sean McVay, so many other great Kyle Shanahan, Mike Shanahan. These are guys I actually coached with or played under, and I learned even Matt LaFleur at Green Bay.
Yeah,
I learned offense from all these people, and been taught by Johnny Rowland, all-time top running back coach, Bobby Turner out there who coached Terrell Davis. I mean, I could go on, and I just sprinkled all the information down to my kids, and I got my son Jet. He's over here somewhere, 9-year-old, and I just keep giving all the information, and it's up to them to soak it up because some kids are going to listen, some kids won't. But Michael Jr., he listened to every single thing that I had to try to say to help get him prepared, to be at the level that he's at today. And then once he got to a certain level, he just took over, and Michael now, he's a true professional. He goes out, he performs, and he does his best every single week. He's a great person off the field. He's a great husband, and I can't be more proud of my son.
Awesome. On that note, one last question. Could Michael Pittman Sr. play in the league these days?
Absolutely. Oh, these days, I'm about to right now.
Yes, right now. Yeah. Right now, could you play in this league?
Not at 50 years old.
Right, but in your prime, do you think you could play in this league now?
Absolutely. Okay. I feel like I would do better in this generation of football because they throw the ball more. And coming out of the backfield was one of my traits, and blocking, for my quarterbacks was another big time trait in my game. I mean, I feel like when I was in the league, I was the best pass protecting running back that was out there, and definitely one of the top three, coming out of the backfield, me, LaDainian, and then probably I think I forgot the young man from the Philadelphia Eagles. I forgot his name on top of my head, but
Brian Westbrook.
Brian Westbrook.
Yes,
I feel like we was the top three during that tenure. I'm saying coming out of the backfield wise.
Sure.
And I feel like I said, they throw the ball a lot, and I think I will tear it up in the league, just in that aspect as well, like if I'm still playing today.
Game always comes to mind. Couple highlights for me. Carolina Panthers against them, had a big game against them, which was always great division rival, and the Kansas City Chiefs, a high-scoring affair. You remember that game?
Yeah, I remember that game. I remember the Kansas City Chiefs game. I had 3 touchdowns. I can't remember the yardage I had, but I was struggling. I think going into the game with I had back spasms, but
it's all that weight that you're lifting, bro.
I
got to get into the gym. I got to be like you. I got to have those arms like you do, my friend.
Right, man. But I was getting beat up pretty bad.
Yeah.
Back then, what I'm saying, it was tough. Guys, we had to play through injuries. And John, Coach Gruden, he was a coach that, pushed me to get out there. But
yeah,
I'm glad he did because I went out there, had a great game. Like I said, offensive line, they blocked great for me that game. I had 3 touchdowns, about 125 yards, I think, rushing or something like that on 14, 15 carries.
Awesome.
But it was a fun time, man, and I miss it.
Michael Pittman Sr., appreciate the time.
Thank
Always
you,
welcome on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. In fact, you get a cell phone. I got the dot card right here if you want to get in touch.
Yeah, I'm tapped in. I think my wife has my phone somewhere.
All right. Well, we'll have to get you on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Thanks a lot for coming on. Big-time Bucs fans on here. Actually, last question.
Yeah.
50th anniversary, being a part of that. And did you see the Raise the Flags by Trent Cooper? We just had him on the other night. Did you like that documentary? 50 seasons of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Did you like that?
Honestly, I didn't get a chance to see it, so you caught me off guard with that question.
Hey, that's what I do here, but being a part of the 50th season celebration, kind of talk about that, being a part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, I think tradition in Tampa is it's awesome. I'm glad I'm a part of that. I'm glad I helped bring this city their first Super Bowl.
Yes.
And being a part of, just say great players, being around guys like Simeon Rice, Warren Sapp, John Gruden, John Lynch, Rondé Barber. Derek Brooks. I mean, I could go on. I mean, and playing with guys like that, I mean, those are memories I remember. And then plus, like, the fans of Tampa, true diehard fans. I remember the first time I heard that cannon shoot off in the end zone after I scored a touchdown, man. It scared me. I didn't know what was going on. but no, honestly, they have a great tradition here. The Glazers have done a great job with the organization, and I'm glad. Like I said, I played here for 6 years, I believe 6 years, and I had a great time. And the fans are one of the biggest reasons because of that.
Love it. Michael Pittman, appreciate the time as
Thank you,
always. Thanks a lot for coming on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television live here from the Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo from the Florida State Fairgrounds. Good stuff.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Michael Pittman Sr.
I feel like when I was
All right, so there you go. Welcome back to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television live from the Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And, of course, for fans of the sports web, the Tampa Bay sports fan, especially you Go Bucs fans, it's your time here with Abraham V. Cherry live here on a Sunday, going back to Saturday, playing those interviews. I think what I took from that is, first and foremost, thanks a lot for all the time there, Michael Pittman Sr., because that was tremendous. Super Bowl 37 winner. He talked about the running game. He believes that Bucky Irving is a all-purpose back, a three-down player.
Yeah.
But he also said that, the situation with the shoulder kind of concerning for a running back. When Bucky is healthy, we know he's an over 1,000-yard rusher. But when he wasn't healthy last year, this offense struggled. And, trying to get back to that where you have an Irving who's so dynamic. You get him out in space. He's electric. And you got to return to those ratings. And you get Zach Robinson from Atlanta the last couple of years. I get it's Bijan Robinson, but your top 10, that's kind of where you want to be at this point, Abraham, because you take the pressure off of that passing game, especially in Mayfield.
But going back to it, I want a healthy Bucky Irving. I want to, even mentally, physically, psychologically, spiritually.
Correct.
You want a healthy Bucky Irving.
Right.
So I'm concerned more about the player and his welfare than putting him on the field. So let's let Tucker do his thing, and we got
Kenneth Gainwell
do
right.
I think we got the Bucs got enough weapons, and Zach Robinson's got weapons to work with, unlike Atlanta. Okay, he was limited. So,
well, he had two good running backs. You had a Bijan Robinson who could be one of the best young players in the league by far. He's killed the Bucs the last couple of years here. You got a Tyler Algier who moved on to Arizona. Got himself a big-time contract from the Cardinals because of that offense. So.
I think Zach will also employ Cole Keith more as a fullback than as a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
So then you got room for all four tight ends in the offense. I think there's going to be a spread offense. You're going to spread the wealth. So it's not going to be no receiver, no offensive player is going to be the focal point for any team. So I think Emeka was too much the focal point when Mike got hurt and Chris was down.
Yeah.
And I think he hit his rookie wall because there was too much pressure on him. And I mean, it's just he was a rookie, and you got to give that rookie time. Now, like Ted Hurst doesn't have that pressure. You're loaded.
I'm glad you said Ted Hurst because we had Reggie Barlow on, and Tennessee State head coach. He was talking about Hurst. He was talking about wide receivers in that room. So I think we're going to go out to that interview in just a little bit here. But open phone lines if you want to comment on any of these interviews today, anything that we've talked about when it comes to Baker Mayfield and your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Go ahead and finish your thought.
All right, so Ted Hurst doesn't have that pressure to step in and be the guy. So
Correct.
He is more like his NFL comp is the closest is going to get George Pickens of Dallas Cowboys. Then you got Nico Collins of the Texans.
Yeah.
Larry
Fitzgerald, Steve Smith Sr. has said that.
He's got Larry Fitzgerald, a lot of that skill set you got. So he's not Mike Evans because the physicality, he needs to hit the weight room. Then he has a tendency of dropping passes, but there's no pressure for him to step in and be the guy, and he needs to work on his red zone game. But that can all improve with coaching. So his ceiling is high, and I think that's a big steal. They got him where he got him. So, all the picks. I mean, they nailed every pick.
Yeah, they nailed every pick so far. It does look good. We'll see how it all transpires and works out because, again, oh, wow. Stacey King dies at 59, former NBA center for the Chicago Bulls there in the 90s, passed away. Wow, 59 years old. Guys, life is too short sometimes. Enjoy every minute of it. Enjoy every second of it. Enjoy every hour of it. Enjoy every month of it. Enjoy every year of it because you never know.
Take care of your health, too.
Yes.
So.
Well, not drinking Mountain Dews, but
yeah.
I like the Mountain Dews. It keeps me up here. It keeps me awake. Let's go ahead and read more comments. Peter, great show as always. Talk soon. Thank you very much, Mr. Michael Hulk right there. Always sends Facebook stars. I love that. We're on Instagram Live there. Some people tuning in. Appreciate you guys tuning in there and watching the show. It means a lot. Sorry we couldn't get on TikTok. The Wi-Fi isn't good enough, but looks like the Wi-Fi is good enough to go on Instagram Live. And again, Facebook Live, YouTube, and of course, X, Twitter, whatever they're calling it these days. Let's go out to Brent O'Neill, 7267. I'm a Bucs fan. I don't care about the player as much as the team. The players playing bad, I'm coming to say they're playing bad. If they play good, I will say they're playing good. I still believe that you are not the biggest Baker Mayfield fan, and I will stand by that. Now, with that being said here, I want to go back out to an interview that we did here with Reggie Barlow, former wide receiver of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Raiders. Shed some light on Ted Hurst, also shed some light on his playing days with, of course, John Gruden and how Gruden had an impact on him and his coaching prowess, if you will. So let's go out to former wide receiver Reggie Barlow here live from the Tampa Bay Sports. And let's go out to Reggie Barlow, correct? All right, put those headphones on, my friend. We'll go out to you in just a moment here.
Drop for this guy.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding, man. Good dude.
All right. Yes. Okay. All right. So we got Reggie Barlow, former wide receiver here of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go ahead and move in just a little bit there.
Yeah,
You're also, I'm doing some research on you here. You're also the Tennessee State head coach. Is that true?
Yeah, that is true.
How is that going for you? First and foremost, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend.
Yeah, it's a blessing to be at Tennessee State University, very prestigious university. A lot of NFL players have played there. This is our first year there. So been coaching over the last 18 years, been a head coach. 16,
Alabama
17.
State. I mean, you've been all around the place.
Yeah, we've been blessed, man. We've had some really good teams. We've had some really good coaches, coached some really good guys that have gone on to the NFL, Titus Howard, Isaiah Crowell.
Okay.
So just been blessed, man. Love coaching, love giving back.
Well, I don't know if I introduced myself. I'm Peter Blake, the Rolex Reporter. This is the Sports Web. We're live here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, from the Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo at this point. Now, the reason why I brought this up is you actually left the DC Defenders, who consequently are in a playoff game today.
I know, right?
Versus Anthony Becht, who played in the league, also was its former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, and the Orlando Storm. So talk about that experience, being a coach, building that team up with the DC Defenders, my friend. How proud are you about how that's all turned out?
Yeah, we were blessed, man, to get an opportunity to be the head coach of the DC Defenders. Thanks to Russ Brand.
Yeah.
Those guys bring me on the rock, Danny Garcia, all those people. But it was awesome. A lot of good guys. Shannon Harris, the head coach now, is doing a good job.
Yeah.
He's worked with me at Alabama State, at Virginia State, and then, of course, up at the DC Defenders. So last year we won it all.
Yeah.
Our first year, I think we played for the championship and lost. And then we won it last year, and now we've been on a little skid, but hopefully we can pull it out today versus Anthony Becht.
Injury to your quarterback there, Jordan. I shouldn't say your quarterback, but it is kind of your team there, Jordan Tialmo, who we're very familiar with here in Tampa. I believe played for the Tampa Vipers at the time, and they're Las Vegas and all over the place here, so we know about him. With that being said, go back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and then Super Bowl 37 season. What do you most remember? You got signed late, so kind of talk about your story and how you ended up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a while there. I want to paint this picture. You were with the Jacksonville Jaguars, I believe at the time, same wide receiving room with the great Jimmy Smith and, of course, former Buccaneer also Keenan McCardell. Talk about that.
Yeah, I was there in Jacksonville for 5 years. Keenan and Jimmy, those are my big brothers. I talked to Jimmy last night. Kudos to him. He just got inducted into the HBCU Hall of Fame.
All right. So let's go ahead and give him something for that.
Right. Yeah. And then so I was with the Raiders with John Gruden.
Yes.
And when that whole trade thing happened and he was sent over here to Tampa, I was still there in Oakland, with the good team, and Bill Callahan became the head coach. And unfortunately, I got released then. and of course had the relationship with Gruden. And he was like, man, just come over here to Tampa. So I was able to come over here, and then ironically, we played the Raiders in the Super Bowl.
How about that? And a lot of people say Callahan should have changed the plays on that. Do you agree with that? Change the calls, change the plays, because Gruden knew the offense. He knew Rich Gannon. Again, it comes down to defense. It comes down to execution. Was too much of that made about that point of Callahan changing the calls? Do you think that's a relevant question, or is it again come down to execution?
Yeah, I mean, I think some of the plays were still plays that they had been doing all year. I mean, the sluggo seam is a staple play that the Raiders and the Buccaneers both had run, and that was the interception that Dexter got. Rich Gannon, look you off on the sluggo and trying to get the seam down the middle of the field.
Yeah,
Dex got a pick on that, and of course John Lynch had called it out and all that stuff, man. But it was just a great performance by our defense that day. And the funny thing is, John Gruden ran the dang scout team at least 2 days in practice, imitating Rich Gannon the entire time.
Yeah.
And
that was great because they showed that on NFL Films. What's it like to learn under John Gruden? What did you learn mostly from a John Gruden? Because he certainly seems like he had an impact on you. You played under him with the Raiders. You knew him. What's the thing you learned from John Gruden that you kind of carried on for your coaching career, if you will, at Tennessee State and DC?
Man, I love Coach Gruden, and my coaching style. Obviously, I have to be my own self. But, the things that I've learned from him, I mean, obviously he's a great communicator.
Yeah.
When he's in front of the room, he's going to grab your attention. And that's through how he communicates. He's a little animated.
Yeah.
He has the juice when he's in front of the room. So those are some of the things that we try to have as a head coach that we've done over the years since I've been a head coach.
Do you have some of that juice? Do you have a Gruden impression, or do you have some of that juice? What's a Reggie Barlow halftime speech or a pregame speech like? What's it like?
Well, I have to go into another person, right?
Okay.
Because I'm typically a laid back guy, but
okay,
it's hey guys, we got to get going here, man. Quarterback, RCE, man, recognize, communicate, and execute. We got to be able to do that. Defense, wider than the widest, deeper than the deepest, and if that ball wiggle in front of you, we want to hit it. We want to hit it. We want to hit it.
Love it. All right. I know you watch this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. What do you think about what happened last year? What do you think about the future? You're a wide receiver. Just give me your thoughts, your overall thoughts of 2025 going into 2026. Right?
Yeah, I'm so happy. I love Baker Mayfield. I mean, he's the right.
Did they get that contract extension done? Because there's much has been made about it. They're not close at this point, Reggie. Did they get it done in your opinion?
It'll get done. We have to get it done. I mean, this guy has really resurrected his career. He's done a great job. We've had a great season under him. Last year wasn't, what we wanted, but we got a great first pick. Excited about that.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to us, man. Todd Bowles getting us back to where we need to be. And I'm excited about the season and excited about the team.
Talk about the wide receivers there. They lose Mike Evans, of course. I think he'll definitely be a future Hall of Famer. I think he wanted a new challenge with the 49ers, but now you have Chris Godwin Jr., Emeka Egbuka, Jalen McMillan. Let's talk about the young kids here. Emeka Egbuka, Jalen McMillan. What do you see from those guys?
It is a very talented room, man. It broke my heart to lose Mike. I remember seeing that, and I was like, oh, my God, no.
Right.
Now he's going to a good team.
Right.
And Shanahan he's going to use him now. Mike Evans will probably catch 100 passes this year.
You think so?
Oh, man.
Can he stay healthy? Because he's 32 years old, and for me, this is being the eternal optimist. Maybe I'm being a homer about this. I actually think the Bucs offense is going to be better because the emerging talent of an Egbuka, of a McMillan, of a Tez Johnson, of a Chris Godwin Jr., if he can return to that form. Because I think, Chris, everybody sleeping on Chris Godwin Jr. is ridiculous at this point because he's shown, even being a number 2 wide receiver, Reggie, that he could be a number 1 wide receiver. But he's on the Bucs, consequently, with the Mike Evans.
Right. And unfortunately, that has held him back from being able to show his full potential. But Chris is a dude.
Yes.
And all the young guys that you mentioned in that room is just it's going to be exciting. You're talking about explosive from 1 through 5.
Yes.
Explosive guys that'll be able to make plays. Baker will have his choice of guys that he can get the ball to. So the receiver room there is in good shape.
What do you know about Ted Hurst? Georgia State, small school guy. Steve Smith Sr. believes he could be the next Larry Fitzgerald on film. He looks like a long strider at this point, 6'4". When Jason Light talks about him, kind of compares him to Mike Evans. What do you know about Mr. Hurst?
So those guys that play Georgia State, played at some, the mid-level schools.
Yeah.
They don't come with the high name recognition.
Yeah.
But once you turn the film on, you're like, okay, this will transition to a Larry Fitzgerald, big guy that can run, can make all type of catches, can run the route tree.
Yeah.
Just a talented wide receiver that I think will be an additional. You lose Mike Evans, so now you plug in a guy like that with the size, can make all the catches at different ranges and all that stuff. So, like I said, Baker Mayfield is sitting somewhere smiling about that room that he has.
Last question. We appreciate the time. Tennessee State head coach here, Reggie Barlow, former wide receiver at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, live here from the Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. Toughest transition for a young wide receiver. Is it the route tree? What is it, in your opinion, that you see from wide receivers, why they may not necessarily develop so quickly? What is the toughest transition coming from college to the National Football League?
Honestly, I think it's the system.
Okay.
When you come to the pros, the plays are different. The terminology obviously is different.
Yeah.
But once you get that to slow down, obviously the tempo and pace is much faster. But for receivers, it's getting that terminology down. And there's you're gonna get a play, and then there's another play within that where the quarterback can it, CAN, and change it to another play or change it to go to the opposite side. So just getting familiar with the system. And then, in the pro game, sometimes it depends on the system. You have sight adjustments. If the linebacker and a strong safety is down, it may cause you to sight adjust. So learning all that type of stuff is obviously, in my opinion, the challenge. I mean, because a slant route is a slant route, a curl route is a curl route, a post is a post. Obviously the talent and that type of stuff, getting adjusted to that. But to me, it's the play calling and learning the plays.
Reggie, appreciate the time. Anytime you want to come on here, you got your Super Bowl ring on there. Show that. Put that in the camera right there. Look at that. Super Bowl ring, Super Bowl 37 winner right there. Former wide receiver Reggie Barlow, now coach of Tennessee State. Good luck to the DC Defenders. It's crazy for me to say that because I'm an Orlando guy. But just for you, my friend, I hope all success, and you're always welcome here on The Evolution, my friend, all right?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you. There you go. Reggie Barlow right there here on The Evolution of Sports Talk Television, guys. Thanks a lot to him. Thanks a lot to the women in the background. Appreciate the patience and the time. Thank you. You guys are the true superstars at this point, waiting around for me to flap my gums here. So there you go. That's what it's all about. Thanks to Reggie Barlow. And, of course, again, thanks to the women in the background as they were taking pictures and also waiting with bated breath, as I would not stop talking to that guy. But just gave me some great stuff there with Ted Hurst. Again, welcome back to the Tampa Bay Collectors Expo, live from the Florida State Fairgrounds on a Sunday. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter, along with Abraham V. Cherry. Yes, what do you take from the interview there?
It's a really good interview.
Thank you.
Really solid analysis about the receiver position.
Yes.
From an expert. I mean, because he played the position and he's a coach. And so one thing is, like, when you said something about you're an Orlando guy, keep in mind two former Bucs, Anthony Beck,
yes,
and Donnie Abraham Jr.
Yes,
they're actually coach, and actually one of my friends. He's a high school coach. He's an intern with that franchise, and they're playing in the playoffs today. So
that was yesterday.
I think today at 3. So
see, now I thought it was yesterday. Now see, I got to check. So let me go ahead and see, because I thought.
Well, you got to just two former Bucs. I think Anthony Beck still lives in the Tampa Bay area. So Donnie Abraham.
See, no, I thought it was. See, it doesn't say. It's not saying.
It said today at 3.
Today at 3. All right, let's go ahead and see. Well, maybe it is today. Mm-hmm. It is. It is today.
Mm-hmm.
So
Former
I thought it
Bucs.
was yesterday.
Former Bucs.
Damn
Okay.
it. Okay.
So Buck alumni, you know.
Gotta love that.
Yep.
Always love the Buck alumni. So
I
we'll
mean,
see.
I love
maybe
that.
I'll be able to get home and watch that. We'll see what happens.
Donnie Abraham was a really solid man-to-man cover, a corner that Tony Dungy had.
Mhm.
And Beck was a solid tight end.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm rooting for former Bucs. So.
Well, he was there, and I know that he had a lot to do with the DC Defenders' success.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to wish him well.
Yeah, I want to wish him well too. I mean,
I haven't really watched. I haven't really watched that.
Don't worry
football
about
team.
it. Don't worry about it.
I don't know why. I'm just not into it. It's in Orlando. I love the Orlando Magic. I just wanted to see Tampa Bay get a team.
Well, it's going to get once that's we get a soccer stadium in Ybor cities.
Right.
So they're going to bring back the Bandits. So,
they need to bring back the Bandits.
Yeah, Bandit
The
balls.
Bandits should have never been taken from us in the first place.
It was some corporate greed that happened to fold that.
I don't care about corporate greed.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Don't care.
That's what happened. So
hate the corporate greed nonsense. What's ruined sports? Sports Break Media. Hi, Bo. It's me, Brian. Brian, thanks a lot. I'm not Bo. I don't think I'm. Hi, Pete. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bobby says, dumb idea for the Bucs to let Baker hit free agency. He's gone if the Bucs don't sign him before training camp. He's not gone. He's not gone. That's a misconception. People putting it out there. He's not gone. I don't think he's good. The Bucs hold all the cards at this point, Bobby. He's still under contract, whether anybody likes it or not. And I understand maybe there's some feelings hurt, but this is called negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
And then furthermore, if they don't sign him before training camp, which I don't know why you ever doubt Jason Light and that crew over there. Again, they wanted to sign Mike Evans. They wanted to give him the money. They gave him more money, a more money offer than the San Francisco 49ers. He just wanted a bigger challenge at this point. So I wouldn't doubt Jason Light. I wouldn't doubt Mike Greenberg. If they're going to get it done, they'll get it done. If not, they still hold the cards because they can franchise him.
Yep.
And then if he doesn't want to play, then they can trade him.
It's like this whole stadium drama. Everybody's just taking out of proportion when it's all it is the community investment.
Well, it's just drama. That's all it is.
It's community investment. It's community investment tax that's overseen by the Tampa Bay Sports Authority.
Right.
And it's always been meant for the Bucs. Now, I mean, obviously they may not get a whole part of that, or maybe get a small portion of it, but they will find a way to make up that balance, the ownership. They'll find a way to get. It's nothing to do with the city of Tampa. It has nothing to do with Hillsborough County.
Right.
So I mean, because the Lightning and the Bucs are due to renovate their, and the media wants to play it out of proportion.
Right.
They want people to keep talking about it, but it's unnecessary controversy they're creating.
Yeah.
Some people are piggybacking on it because they want to keep the Rays in St. Pete.
Yes.
And then the Orlando keep dreaming, but
keep dreaming. Yes. Exactly.
Yes. I mean, Tampa is the best place for the Rays.
All right. I want to go out to Hardy Nickerson.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to go out to this interview here. It's been an interview day. I wanted to make sure everybody saw these interviews. We'll post them up on YouTube. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web channel there. We'll post those interviews up. Let me go see. I think we got another comment here. Aloha, Peter and Abraham. Aloha to you. Lamar, thank you very much for that, as always. But let's go out to Hardy Nickerson, kind of a short interview. And I think after this, we'll come back. We'll see if we can take some phone calls because the phone calls have been kind of dead today. And I get it. It's Sunday at this point. So we will kind of just wrap this up. But let's go out to Hardy Nickerson. We'll see where we're at here on the Evolution. Nickerson, Mr. Hardware Man himself.
Right. We got the one and only Hardy Nickerson.
I know who that guy is right there. Try to get you on the Evolution. I hope you feel special here because we've been going for about 4 hours and 48 minutes. So we are nearly at 5 hours. Listen, first and foremost, when you put those cans on, get close to that mic because you are definitely a legend at this point. Mr. Hardy Nickerson, the hardware man here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. I'm Peter Blake. Nice to meet you. Listen, let's talk about it. The decision to come to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 93. A lot of people wouldn't expect that at the time. Buccaneers, a losing team. What made you choose the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Let's start there. Welcome to the Evolution.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
So that's kind of like a long story.
Well, go tell it. We have plenty of time, my friend. I mean, we're here.
So Sam Weiss was a head coach. When he came over the year before, he brought one of our coaches that I had in Pittsburgh, George Stewart, who was special teams and did wide receivers.
Okay.
So when I became a free agent, initially I was thinking I wanted to stay on the West Coast. I wanted to be in California. I wanted to be close to my family. So we took a trip. My agent said, "Hey, we're going down to the Raiders." Went to the Raiders. Went to the Chargers. I had a couple more trips scheduled, and so we fly. He says, "Hey, let's go. Need to go to Tampa. You know, I think it'd be a good trip for you." So I go, "Okay." I didn't know much about Tampa other than they hadn't won in a bit.
Yeah.
So I get on the plane, fly in, get here. Warm welcome by Sam Weiss, one of my former coach, George Stewart. And, man, when I got here, I just was like, you know, Floyd Peters was the defensive coordinator. Maxie Bonds was linebackers coach.
Yeah.
Batman Woods was also coaching with the linebackers.
Huh? I forgot that. He was there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, they put the rush on me. You know? And by the time I left, I was like, I could see myself playing here. It didn't matter. It didn't matter to me because I felt like whatever team I would go to at that point, I was gonna have a positive impact on the franchise. And so when that trip was over, I told my agent, "Hey, let's negotiate a deal with Tampa. I want to play in Tampa Bay."
Nice.
And that's what he did, and the rest is history.
You changed the culture, I believe. You definitely changed it because, again, this was a losing franchise. You come over as a top free agent from the Pittsburgh Steelers. You definitely set the tone in that locker room. I talked to Trent Cooper the other night. He told me a story about how much of an impact you had on John Lynch. I talked to your former teammate and Chidi Ahana. He thinks the world of you. We'll get back to that in a moment because we talked to Chidi for 58 minutes. But another guy, he was doing radio at the time. He's a sideline guy, Mr. TJ Reeves of the Buccaneer Radio Network. He recalled you going into his radio show, and you were styling and profiling with the three-piece suit. Talk about that. He said you came in. Yeah, you came in with a three-piece suit on. You did the full radio show, and TJ even asked you. He said, "Are you going to change?" You said, "No, I'm going to." You came from your press conference right to his radio show. Do you remember that?
Oh, man. Now that digs deep into the memory. You know, everybody forgets that I'm 60 years old now. So
I still think you can do it. I still think you can, my friend. I still think you got the memories.
But no, I don't quite remember that. But, you know, those were all some really good times, some fun times.
Yeah. All right. So talk about how much of an impact you were on that Tampa 2 defense, playing with a guy like Derek Brooks, playing with a guy like Warren Sapp. Talk about your former teammates, John Lynch, Chidi Ahana, too.
I think the best way I could describe the Tampa defense when I was here was, you know, we were so complimentary.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't run cover 2 without a Mike linebacker that could run down the middle of the field.
Yeah.
And that can make plays down the middle of the field. You can't play cover 2 if you don't have underneath coverage at the linebacker and nickel positions that can make plays. And it doesn't work if you don't have safeties that can cover ground, that have range, that can make plays. And then it didn't work if we didn't have the 4 guys up front that would put pressure on the passer. Warren Sapp, Chidi Ahana, man, you name it, you know, shoot.
Yeah.
Those guys, you know, getting the pressure on the passer. So whenever they would drop back, you know, normally you play zone defense. You think quarterback's going to have all day to sit back there and just find the windows. But with the rush coming at them and then with the coverage underneath and how intimidating we were with our team speed and how ferocious we were, it posed a lot of problems for our opponent.
Still remember the 99 NFC Championship game versus the greatest show on turf against the Rams?
Yeah, I still remember that.
What do you take from that? Because you guys
Ricky Pro still didn't make that catch.
Right. Okay. You're about to win 6-5. Your defense is shutting down a team that's scoring over 30 points a game. I mean, talk about that effort a little bit.
Oh, that was just you know, it's a shame that we didn't get to advance on. into a Super Bowl setting and win it that year.
Yeah.
Had we done that, we probably would have gone down as one of the greatest defenses in the history.
I think you still are one of the greatest defenses in history. I know you got to run. I appreciate the time. I got to ask you one last question. Hardy Nickerson for the Ring of Honor. Why aren't you in there yet? Should you be in the Ring of Honor for this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team?
I'll leave that to you.
I think you should be. I think you should be. Your teammate Chidi Ahanatu thinks you should be in the Ring of Honor. You changed the culture. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Sell yourself here, Hardy Nickerson.
Well, I mean, I think everything speaks for itself. I came in here, became a 5-time Pro Bowler, All-Pro player. I put in the work.
Yeah.
I put in the work. I was team MVP a number of times. I put in the work.
I got to ask you one more. Josiah Trotter, they just drafted him. A lot of people say he can't cover. Do you think he can develop that? Can a young linebacker develop into that coverage linebacker with his athleticism, in your opinion?
I think he can.
Okay.
I think he can. I haven't seen him play very much.
Okay.
But he's got the traits.
Okay.
And you can best believe, that's not going to be the issue with him.
Yeah.
He's going to be a ball player.
All right.
Based off of pedigree.
I appreciate you, man. As always, Hardy Nickerson, the hardware man on the evolution of sports talk television. Thanks a lot for your time. All right.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Absolutely. There, Hardy Nickerson, the hardware man. I think he'll be in the Ring of Honor here any day now when it comes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right. So welcome back. Welcome back to the evolution of sports talk television. I'm going to go out to another interview here, and I'll tell you why. Because Jay has some great vanilla pudding here. Have you had this vanilla pudding?
Hey, I broke my diet because of that.
This vanilla pudding
worth it.
is tremendous. So we're going to find another interview here that we're going to get out to because I'm going to enjoy this. I'll tell you what. Let's go out to Troy Hambrick of the Cowboys, former Pasco Pirate. This was an interesting interview because he was all about the Cowboys. We were talking some Bucs, talk some Bucky Irving. So enjoy this as I try to feast. And talk to him just a little bit. Just be careful here as we are moving around, moving and shaking. And we start with the guest here on the evolution of sports talk television, Mr. Troy Hambrick, correct?
For me to answer?
Yeah, I think that's it. Go get close to that mic there. Troy Hambrick, former Cowboy running back, former Pasco Pirate. I grew up knowing about you because I went to Ridgewood High School.
Oh, man.
And I think you guys used to give it to us good and well because Ridgewood at the time was not good. We'll go ahead and take a picture up. There you go. Good stuff there. Yeah. So you're here at the Expo, man. Talk about this experience. I bet there's a lot of people that still come up to you. You and your brother, Darren Hambrick, legends for the Pasco Pirates. Welcome to the evolution of sports talk television, my friend.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
yes.
man. It's always good to be in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I'm a Cowboy product, so it's been hard for me to feed myself to these Buccaneer fans. So, I'm not too high on the Buccaneers now, but
not too high on the Buccaneers.
Man, I love myself some Mr. Jerry Jones.
Yes.
So, an opportunity out of the world to get an opportunity to come from a small town like Pasco County.
Yes.
And be able to use our talent to go a little higher. So, what a ride. What a ride.
Go back to Pasco County. What's your favorite memory, being in high school there? Great teams with the Pasco Pirates. I remember it all too well. What's your favorite memory from that time?
The favorite memory is winning the state championship
yes.
there in 92,
yes.
man. And,
yes.
And it hasn't been replaced. We're back here in Pasco trying to get some respect on our name, trying to change the culture again.
Yes.
Get it back to the old Pasco Pirate way.
Love it.
So, yeah, I enjoyed that time with Perry Brown and some of these coaches, man, that groomed us and brought a winning attitude to our stomach.
Let me go ahead and see if I can remember this. You guys won it in Gainesville at the Swamp, correct? The state championship.
Yes.
Who did you guys beat?
Jesuit. I almost said the University of Jesuit.
How long ago was that?
Man, I tell you, if you have a memory like my memory and been beat like I don't remember what happened yesterday. So, I stay digging and digging and digging. And when I run into a guy like you that is a historian,
yes,
then I'm able to catch up on things.
Well, I'm trying at this point. I believe it was 90. What was it? 93, 94,
92, 93,
92, 93. I had it right the first time. So
yes.
92, 93. I remember that all too well. You were dominant that year. What was your record?
Undefeated.
Undefeated.
Ran the score.
Yep.
I mean, maybe lost 3 games in my high school career.
Wow.
4.
So you get to the NFL. You talk about Jerry Jones. What do you remember about Jerry Jones? Because there's a lot of people say, Jerry Jones, and there's some Cowboy fans that say you're never going to win a Super Bowl with Jerry Jones, but you feel differently about Jones. Talk about how you feel about him. Talk about your experience with the owner there.
Yeah. Mr. Jones, a family that's involved.
Yeah.
Ownership that's involved.
One of the greatest owners of all time.
I have him up there.
Yeah.
That is number one.
Yeah.
To go back and look at the documentary, to see the risk and the reward, to see all the things that him and his family sacrificed.
Yeah.
For today, I mean, it's amazing to go back and look at the journey, to look at a poor kid coming out of Lacucci, Florida, my brother and I, to get the opportunity to play for the Cowboys. How can't you love a guy like that?
I don't think
it changed the trajectory of our lives. How can't you love a guy like that? And I'm hunting him now, looking for Mr. Jones right now.
You're convincing me.
Hey man, I went down to the draft party there in Dallas this year.
Okay.
And I had a chance to run into Stephen Jones and got a chance to tell him I appreciate whatever he's done, him and his family done for our family.
Mm-hmm.
To go back in time and say, hey man, you could have chose somebody else. Your daddy was a GM. You could have cut me anytime, even though eventually did. But he gave me an opportunity out of his lifetime, gave me a chance to showcase my ability, and it was actually able to stay.
Yeah.
So, I'm always in debt to Mr. Jones.
Absolutely. We're live here from the Tampa Bay Collectors Expo at the Florida State Fairgrounds on the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. By the way, you know why they call me the Rolex reporter? Because I got a Rolex from Jake Paul. You're familiar with that guy? Asked him a question, got a Rolex from him, doing my own thing here. Troy Hambrick, former running back for the Dallas Cowboys. Talk about this draft. We're at Caleb Downs. A lot of people thought he was the best player in this draft, one of the best players in this draft at this point. A lot of Giants fans shaking their heads. Why would they pass up on him? The Cowboys get him. How do you think this Cowboy team did in the draft this year? Your opinion?
I think Jerry is building what we need, and I think we need defense.
Right.
And to move Parson a couple years ago and get some acquisitions there for his trade.
Right.
And to build it, man. The fans are talking to Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, no, we need defense down there. We need somebody to stop the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
And the Washington Redskins is emerging now. So, we got our hands full. We know we can put points up on the board with our offense.
Yeah.
Can we stop somebody? And that's what we're dreading the most.
Yes.
Getting ran through every week.
Yeah.
In this game, I feel in this game, it's not about where you drafted at, it's where your production comes in at.
Yeah.
And as a Caleb Down come in the NFL, are you producing? Will you produce? Do you make the plays? That's what it's at. And I think personally, a no-namer, Caleb Down has a big name, but anybody can come in as long as you're being productive and making plays, you can make it.
Yeah.
And this is what it's about. The NFL is about making plays.
Love it.
Being on the scene, being accountable. You can't make the club in the tub.
Yeah, but what is the best ability is availability at that point. And of course, the reason why he dropped a little bit is because of the injury situation at Ohio State. Guys, we're on live here. Stand by. The injury situation there dropped him down a little bit, but still, you look at the tape, you turn on the tape, he could definitely help. Do you think it's the Cowboys year? Because hope springs eternal when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. It's every year Super Bowl or kind of bust. Is this the year? You talk about a tough division. Have they done enough in this offseason, in your opinion, to try to go and get a Super Bowl here?
Actually, after the draft, I went back to the hotel room and I looked at our schedule, and I posted the schedule and I said, man, do we see a playoff here?
Yeah.
I can't even get past the playoff. Can we make a playoff?
Can you make a playoff?
With this with this schedule, can we make the playoff? Let's just start there first.
Right.
And as always, they put it all on Dak Prescott, and
is that fair for a quarterback? Because
it
kind of goes back down here. Baker Mayfield, disappointing second half, 26-11, coming off for 41-16. Now he's in a contract situation. Dak making that market exorbitant at this point with $60 million, so the Bucs have to figure that out. Is that fair to put it, in your opinion, being a running back? Because I think it always goes back to what? Running game, running backs take the pressure off of quarterbacks. In fact, they're the best friend. So is it fair to put it all on Dak Prescott, in your opinion?
No, it's not fair at all. The money make you put it on Dak. Jerry make you put it on Dak. But I think overall, I think the best time is when you got a running team.
Yeah.
So my next big blockbuster deal.
Mm-hmm.
I need my guys down in Buffalo. I mean down in Baltimore. Jackson. I need Jackson.
Lamar Jackson
traded to the Cowboys.
Dak
Prescott sent to Baltimore.
Okay.
That's the only way I feel Jackson will see a Super Bowl.
Well, but here's the thing. He hasn't won a playoff game. He's been under some harsh criticism, whether it's coaching, they get rid of the coach, they have a new coach there in Jesse Mentor. Derrick Henry is there. Derrick Henry in a Cowboy uniform is frightful to me, and I don't understand why that deal hasn't been made. But a lot of pressure on Jackson, a lot of pressure on Josh Allen. Again, we're going through the same thing with Baker Mayfield.
Yes,
you
sir.
said he didn't like the Bucs.
Yeah.
Do you keep track of the Bucs being local here?
Yes, I have no choice. I have nothing but family and friends rooting for the dang on Bucs.
Well, see, there you go.
Uh-huh.
And they're trying to corrupt you, and you're
Yes.
still not going over to the dark side here. You're still a Cowboy fan. So what do you think about this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team, Troy?
Yeah, I think the Buccaneers will scratch. I think the conference is watered down.
Mm-hmm.
I think Baker Mayfield should perform better. I think Baker was when you got rid of Lynn Combs and sent him down to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I think that threw Baker off a little bit.
Right.
I think they had a successful season the year before that with Lynn at Ring.
Yeah.
Changes with Mike Evans. Got a bunch of young receivers coming up now.
Yeah.
With a continuity to be there.
Sure.
Will you be available? It's a whole nother ball game. So I got the Bucs being 5-11 this year.
Oh, yikes! And there's actually some pulling the plug on Todd Bowles. Is that fair? Do you like Todd Bowles as a coach? What do you heard about Todd Bowles? I always ask players.
You like the people,
right?
But when you look at it, you look at performance,
right?
And the production.
It hasn't been there,
and it hasn't been there. And I have nothing against Todd,
although they've won the NFC South.
You ain't winning nothing. You ain't winning
You're not winning nothing.
You ain't winning nothing.
What do you think of the new? What do you think about the coach there with the Cowboys, Troy? You like him? I don't know if that was the right move for them.
The coach is Mr. Jerry Jones. So I love Mr. Jerry. We spoke about that.
Right.
So Mr. Jones is the coach. I just need him to get the players in position when they're available.
Right.
And we can stop Saquon
so
in the running game.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I ain't worried about no head coach.
Not worried about no head coach at all.
Jones
That's
and
it.
The family. And they get the players in position.
All right.
But Mr. Jones been selling the brand. I'm right here by Hard Rock. I'm right here by Hard Rock, and do I want to go over and bet my money that the Cowboys make the playoff this year?
How many wins? You said the Bucs would have 5. So what are you putting it on the Cowboys here? 11?
I'll give Mr. Jones. I'll give Mr. Jones an 8-8 record.
8-8. I see you now 8-9. I don't think that gets you anywhere at this point.
So I'm asking again, do we make the playoffs? That's what the record is.
You've got to at least win 10 in that division. I mean, it's not the NFC South. A lot of people say, well, the NFC South is weak and all this other stuff. So
I got on board of what Mr. Jones do. He sells the brand.
Right.
He sells the star.
Right.
So, I don't know if the wins are important enough on the schedule now. I think just selling the brand itself.
Right.
Is where he's at now. Do we want the wins and the Super Bowls and this and that? Of course we do.
Yeah.
But I don't think I got him 8-8. 8-8 won't get
us
nowhere.
Be 8-9 because they changed it now. They got added games. So
yeah. So it's gonna be 9-8.
So 9-8.
Yeah.
And you think that's gonna be tough to win in the NFC? Of course, Seattle trying to repeat. You got San Francisco now with Mike Evans. You've got the Rams, who could be the right now, they are the favorite in the clubhouse when it comes to winning a Super Bowl at this point. Give me your favorite memory playing in the NFL that you can recall that meant something, not only getting drafted, but also your favorite memory playing for, how about those Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys? We got to make you a Bucs fan, though.
Right. So I have 2 memories.
Okay.
The first memory is when Emmett and I pulled on side of 635.
Okay.
And Emmett tied my tie for me.
Okay.
On the way to a game. I was a young player then. That was so memorable for me.
Yeah.
And it's also when Emmett broke the all-time leading rushing record.
Right.
Being on that stage, being in that moment, being a kid from right here in Pasco County, that's a huge stage to be on.
Yeah.
And that was almost like my Super Bowl.
Love it.
Yeah, so I hold it close to me.
All right, you going to be here all weekend?
I'm here.
All right, until what time?
I'm here until 3.
Till 3. All right, so get down here, guys. If you're Cowboy fans, if you're a Troy Hambrick fan, Pasco Pirates fan, get down here, see this man. Thank you very much for coming on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. We have to have you on again, talk some football, maybe be my Cowboys correspondent at this point.
I like that. I'm looking for anything to do.
I got to give you a card. I got to get you a card here, give you my information before. All right, so welcome back to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. As a great interview from him. I was not thinking that I was going to get him on, but he was great. He talked Cowboys. He talked some Bucs. Not so high on the Bucs, of course, as it seems like he believes that they're not going to be that good this year. But hopefully the Bucs, along with everybody else, can make him eat his words. But I love that interview with him, and we'll see if we can get him back on one of these days on the Sports Web. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391 as we're live here from the Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay sports fan, especially you go Bucs fans, it is your time as the Rays game has started. So keep me up to date on that as I'm going to check right now what the score is on that game. Bottom of the second, no score. So we'll see if the Rays can take that game or take that series. Excuse me. I've been eating a lot, so this is why I'm where I'm at right now. But I'll read these comment. I'll read this comment right here from Carlos saying, Bobby Range, you think so? Again, I just want to put it out there. Everybody's saying if there's a contract that doesn't get done, Baker's out of here. That's not true. The Bucs hold all the cards. They can franchise tag him if they want to. Now, is it the situation you necessarily want to get into at this point? Of course not, but you're going to pay money any way it goes. It's going to be either a one-year deal worth $50 million with the franchise tag because that's the going rate and that's the market at this juncture, or you're going to get a contract done before training camp starts. Maybe the plan is for Jason Light and the organization to let him play this out. Maybe the plan is for Baker Mayfield to play this out. Maybe he's betting on himself. Any way it goes, you're going to pay. And if you decide not to pay, then you move on from him. And who is the next choice? Who is behind door number 2 at that point? Do you draft a quarterback in 2027? I think it all depends on, where the Bucs are at this year. If it goes south and you don't win the NFC South, then yes, I definitely think you would consider not only a coaching change at that juncture, but also you would consider a quarterback change depending on how he plays, especially in that second half of the year. Did you hear that, Brent? If he plays bad in the second half of the year, if he plays bad for the whole year, then the Bucs would definitely consider. And that ruins his value. His value is not there if he doesn't sign a contract before training camp. If he signs a contract before training camp, then you don't have to worry about it. You have the security. I'm about the security, the stability, because I like Baker Mayfield. I think he has his fair share of weaknesses. I think he has his fair share of things that he has to work on with his game. But 95 touchdowns and 37 interceptions is nothing to is nothing to just like, okay, let's move on from him at that point. Like, that's pretty good numbers. 95 touchdowns, 37 interceptions. I'll continue to say that. What quarterback is doing that? Let's go out to Brent. That's okay with me. Okay. We'll see. I heard some Bucs fans comparing him to like Charlie Batch or something. I mean, it's preposterous, ridiculous. He's not a backup quarterback. He's not a career journeyman quarterback. I think it's really unfair to sit here and judge with his career, the whole body of work, because he's never had an offensive coordinator, the stability. He's always had a changing offensive coordinator, which stunts the quarterback's development. And even with all that being said, he's still been able to be a consistent producer for this Bucs offense. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. What other interviews do we have here? Tell you what, let's do something a little bit fun. Let's go out. Not that this hasn't been fun in the first place. Let's go out to Johnny B. Johnny B from 102.5 The Bone talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's go out to that interview yesterday, and we'll come back and we'll talk more here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television live from the Tampa Bay Collectors Expo here, Sports Collectors Expo at the Florida State. Yes. Why am I saying Bell?
That's my name.
Well, it is your name there. Johnny B, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Long time. Have never gotten you here on the Sports Weber live from the Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo. Got to ask you, man, big-time Bucs fan. How long you been a Bucs fan for?
I mean, I'm one of the few people that's born and raised in Tampa, so since the beginning.
Yeah.
I was, I think, 4 years old when my dad took me to, I think, the second ever home game on inaugural year, 76.
Yeah.
Don't remember that. But I do remember being 7 years old at the first playoff game we lost and crying on the way to the car. But
welcome to being a Bucs fan at this point. What first playoff game was that?
I believe it was a Ram. I think it was
damn the Rams.
The Rams game.
Damn those Rams. I feel like the lady from Good Times, and I'm aging myself here. Damn, I hate the Rams.
Yeah, I want to say we lost like 9-0.
9-0 with Doug Williams and Leroy Selman getting hurt. We talk about that game, and of course the 2021 divisional round, and of course the 1999 NFC
Damn
Championship.
you, Ricky Prohl!
I'm telling you, damn you, Ricky Prohl. I want to ask you. You watched the 50 seasons Raise the Flags. What did you think of that documentary? Well done by our guy there, Trent Cooper, right?
Trent Cooper is awesome. I had him on my radio show a couple months ago, and I didn't have enough time with him. I wanted to pick his brain about every little detail. You couldn't have done a better job. You could tell it was done by somebody who loves the team and loves the city. And shout out to the Glazers, who really wanted this thing to be exactly what it was, which is really like a love letter to the fans. And the information you got, things that I never knew about the Rich McKay drama, things like that. It was so informative and entertaining, and just so artfully done. I've watched it twice all the way through, and I'll probably watch it again. No, it was fantastic.
Favorite episode?
Favorite episode, I want to say it was either episode 1 or 2 when they were
the early days of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Doug Williams story. You got to love that. And a lot of people go, first 2 years, Johnny B, it was 0-26. Well, what people don't know, and I keep on putting this out there, at the time, besides the Jaguars and Carolina, but at the time, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the fastest team to make it to the playoffs. And then they beat the Philadelphia Eagles in that round 24-17 to get to the NFC Championship. They don't give the Bucs credit enough for that.
I mean, the turnaround was ridiculous, and you're talking about an era where, you didn't have free agency, you didn't have, the draft was a lot tougher back then.
Yeah,
and you were signing people off the streets. They were doing tryouts. There was bartenders trying out, delivery drivers and everything else. And you get John McKay over from USC, and it was so tough to build a team with bare bones. I mean, they didn't have like this practice facilities like they have now. They're out of a trailer on the side of Dale Mabry, and it was a wild time. And they really showed that, that whole thing a lot more clear for people that weren't around back then, aka old people like myself. You got to see like, oh my God, what an era of football. These people are they're flying in normal planes coming in here and trying to make this team, and the struggles and the fan base embracing them the way they did. I want to say we did, but I was a small child at the time. Well, not small, fat, but young. And I was born very fat, but just a little ball, little sad
big
ball.
boned, right? Just like Cartman.
Yes.
I felt like you were going to do a Cartman impression. Give me a Cartman impression.
Yeah. Damn it, come on. Yeah,
love it. I need those impressions on my show. We have humor on this show. We need more humor on this show, especially with talking to Bucs fans who wanted to jump off the Skyway last year with the second half of the year. And what I was saying to you, and I'll say, you know this all too well, there have been worse seasons, and I know the expectations are there, but worse seasons, it's not the end of the world. I know there's a bad taste in their mouths. I know they're a victim of the moment. There are far worse seasons than what happened last year. Give me your take on what happened last year.
Well, I think the reason why it hurt us so bad is we haven't seen that culture in a while.
Yeah.
Since we brought in Brady, and even before Brady, Bruce Arians, and you could see what him and Jason Light were doing, and Todd Bowles was this guru of defense, and you didn't have to worry about that side of the ball. That was a strength at the time. And then to see them start the year off and you go, okay, we're an ascending team still, even without Brady. We got Baker here. We still got Mike. We got, Chris is rehabbing. He's going to be great at Buca, Bucky Irving. Everything's looking good. The defense, not great, but they were holding their own in the first few games, and the offense was just scoring at will. And then to see what can only be described as a collapse that we used to see back in, the post-Gruden days where you go, oh, crap, here we go again. Lovie Smith's defense can't tackle.
Yeah.
And we thought we were done with that.
Yes.
And to have that come back, it's almost like, I'm on my third marriage and I'm in a good one now. But in the second marriage, I started seeing flashbacks of what happened in the first marriage. And I go, oh, no, it's collapsing again.
Yeah.
It was basically the last nine games of the Bucs season last year. And when you're on that slide and you just want them to pull out of it, and 2 or 3 years before that, we would have that mid-season slump.
Yeah.
And then Todd Bowles would find a way to pull out of it. We never pulled out of it. We crashed and we went straight into the ground. And I think that's what hurt the most was like, can we just beat the Dolphins? Can we just beat the Saints? And we just couldn't.
Yeah, you just couldn't. I know we got Ian Beckles in the background. We want to get him on. Give me some thoughts here. The Baker Mayfield situation. Yesterday we heard they're far apart. Do you think they get this done? Should the Bucs get it done? Where are you at on a Mayfield as the quarterback for this team going forward?
I think they're doing what you're supposed to do right now, both sides. I think the Bucs 100% want to sign him to a longer deal, but they also want him to prove it again. He had a rough patch during that slide. I think most of us real fans know that he was injured the entire time, didn't want to take himself off the field. And with the defense giving up, a lot of times it affects the way the quarterback plays. I mean, you look back in the day, Jameis was throwing to anybody just not to get sacked. And so I think he'll be a Buccaneer. I think it's all working out the details. I don't think they're going to let him go. They'd be silly to let him go. I mean, he's a franchise quarterback. He's, in my opinion, a top 10 easily. So I think
so too.
Yeah, I think he'll be here, but they're just playing the numbers game right now and going back and forth. No reason to really jump into it. They could franchise tag him if they want to next year. Mm-hmm. So they have that leverage, but he has most of the leverage. It'll get done. I think he wants more years and a more guarantee, and they'll make it happen. They'd be dumb not to.
Johnny B, appreciate you. Go ahead and promote yourself here on the Evolution.
Bucs fans, love you, buddies.
All right, there you go. 102.5 The Bones right there. Johnny B on the Evolution. Let me go ahead. All right, welcome back to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. Want to go out to this comment. I'm about winning championships. I don't care about the player. Numbers don't matter if you're going to choke in big games, and I'm talking about do or die games, not week 4. Well, week 4 is still a big game. Again, the narrative being thrown out there, Brandon, is that it doesn't really matter if he wins a game in the fourth quarter. Week 4 is a big game. Week 4, a primetime game against the Houston Texans where he comes back in the fourth quarter. You don't mention that. That's what I'm talking about, being fair. Every team does not win a freaking championship every year. They do not. The Kansas City Chiefs do not win a championship every year. Didn't win one last year. And it's not just all on the quarterback. It can't be on just the quarterback. It can't. From your sense or from your thought process here is that Patrick Mahomes, because he didn't win a championship last year, just get rid of him. When he's won championships in the past, every team does not win a championship every year. That's the problem. It's you got spoiled because you won a championship with Tom Brady and you thought it was easy after 1 year, and it's not. Because you've seen the very next year what happened. Every good quarterback does not win a championship. Josh Allen has not won a championship. Lamar Jackson has not won a championship. He's won MVPs. Tom Brady, every year he played in the league, even though it seemed like he won a championship every year, did not win a championship every year. You've got to keep this in perspective. You're about winning championships. Okay. Can't win a championship every year. There's only one team that can do it. So the Bucs are bums. So tear it up like some Bucs fans want to. I'm laughing. I'm laughing at some of you. Laughing. Having a good time. Like you're out of your mind. You're lost in the sauce. You're lost. You don't think it's a big deal to win the NFC South? You don't think it's a big deal to be a playoff contender every year? You don't think it's a big deal to be competitive? That's not good enough? Go back. Go back to the doldrums. Change the coach. Fire the coach. Get rid of the quarterback. Get rid of the GM. But please, please, for the love of God, on a Sunday, for the love of God, don't come on this program and complain that this team is a loser. Don't do it. Because that's a losing mindset. That's a losing mentality. To tear it up every 2 to 3 years. My goodness. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Brent, out of your mind. Every year, I'm about winning championships. They're about winning championships. They could be about winning championships. The Rams could be about winning a championship. That's why they got Myles Garrett. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. They signed Matt Stafford to a 1-year, $55 million deal. They traded for Myles Garrett. They traded away their future. Guess what? If it doesn't work out, it was a failure, according to you. And then they tear it all up. They go with the rookie quarterback. Some of you fans are just like, you're out of your mind. Like you deserve a big dose of losing. Like I just got a big dose of that vanilla pudding. That was great stuff. You guys deserve a big dose of losing. And you need to lose like for 5 or 10 years consecutively. I mean, you come and tell them. Tell me I'm wrong about this. Tell me I'm wrong. Get over here.
Let's do this.
Jay Pringle.
All right.
DJ UPS. All right.
Y'all,
I want to read
y'all comment and talk all the mess y'all want. Y'all ain't real Bucs fans. We've been going at this for years. Bucs fans, we lost for 10, 15 years straight after that the first Super Bowl. Dude, we went, what was it, 1-15 or 2-14 when we got Jameis?
Yes.
It was 2-14?
They were like,
we had the first pick in the draft for a reason,
yes.
And you Bucs fans are sitting here saying we're tired of sitting in mediocrity. Well, damn, what the hell were we doing then?
Right.
We were straight dumpster juice. What were you saying then, or were you not a fan? Were you only a fan when Tom came over? You make no sense. No. It makes no sense whatsoever. You were happy when we were losing, but you're not now?
I don't celebrate. I'm sorry. Okay, so you don't celebrate. Again, this is where like some Bucs fans, they lose me. Like I'm lost here. I'm lost in the sauce. They keep on using that statement because it's from Marine Corps boot camp, Paris Island,
They keep
South
saying
Carolina.
They're tired of sitting in mediocrity. Well, we were sitting in dumpsters earlier.
How about
10 years ago, so.
How about 2 to 3 wins? How about that? Is that good enough for you?
We were doing that yearly for a while.
I mean,
what?
What about that?
58 was it 58?
We had a 10-6 year with Josh Freeman, but other than that,
you've been a Bucs fan for over 30 years, Brent.
So you should know how it is to lose.
So what?
What's the issue now? We're going 9-8, 8-9, and winning the division.
So
what's the problem now?
What would you rather? What would you rather have? Would you rather?
I don't celebrate mediocrity.
10 wins, 9 to 10 wins a year.
Want to know why?
Bowles has a 10-win season.
Yeah.
And you want to know how that season ended?
Yes.
A Baker Mayfield interception in the end zone to win the game against the Detroit Lions in the divisional round.
Yes.
You know who got blamed for that? Todd Bowles.
Yes.
He threw that ball.
Well, he didn't throw the ball. I mean, Baker Mayfield had the interception. It was one play in the game, but it wasn't just the one play.
It's not the interception. It's when he throws them.
Right. Well,
it's not the turnover. It's when he commits them.
That's kind of Brent's point here. He goes, and I'll read your comments, Brent, because we're trying to be fair to you here. But he goes, they got to stop with the injury excuse. It ain't going to cut it this year.
So what is it? What are they supposed to do?
It's not an excuse.
It's a reason.
It's a reason.
You have the entire offensive line. Your stud offensive lineman, Tristan Wirfs, out for 5 games.
Yes.
2, the interior linemen, Bredesen and Mock, out for 12 to 14 games.
One player played all the snaps on the offensive line. Do you know who that was?
Was it Michael Jordan?
No, Graham
Graham Barton. And he ended up having to play left tackle. He left his position and got criticized and told he was trash. Bucs fans, oh, Graham Barton, we need a new center. No, we don't. He was just out of position. You want to know what happens when your interior offensive linemen get hurt and you have Michael Jordan as your backup and somebody else? Defensive linemen get through.
Right.
They get through. They're going to hurt your quarterback, which is what happened. And then your quarterback's going to commit turnovers.
Yep.
And then it's going to leave your defense out to dry.
Yes.
You want to know what happens? Your defense is out to dry. Your cornerbacks get injured. Now you have to blitz, which leaves your whole secondary vulnerable.
Wide open, like the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh, the tight ends get behind them. They're trash. Todd Bowles' defense is terrible. You weren't saying that when we won the Super Bowl, were you?
Never. You know what the difference
Because that
was?
defense ran, excuse my French, we ran shit.
Yes, because you had two pass rushers. You had talent. You had JPP and you had Shaq Barrett and you had Ndamukong.
Bro, they're not real Bucs fans.
Here's the thing, too. A lot of people don't understand with the tight end situation this year. A lot of people don't understand the fact that they had to use them to block.
That
is correct.
We used K. Dotton as a pass catcher one game last year. You know what that resulted in?
Touchdown.
7 catches for 93 yards.
Yes, touchdown, I believe, is last
in the
game,
rain
against the Carolina Panthers.
In the
last game of
rain.
year. Yeah, I mean, again,
How many of you fans stood in the rain that game?
He's not a Baker Mayfield fan. He says it was quarterback in the Panthers and the Dolphins game. Again, Baker Mayfield.
Hold on, the Dolphins game, that wasn't Todd Bowles. They scored 20 points.
Well, he's saying Baker Mayfield. He's
that was Baker.
He's not a Baker.
He
Baker Mayfield.
He underthrew a Mecca on a touchdown.
Baker ain't never played in a conference championship game. This year has to be at least there before they re-sign Baker.
So, but here's my thing.
Yes.
Here's my thing. A lot of people blame the defense and they say don't use the injury excuse. What are we supposed to do when here's the thing, our special teams gave up some of the worst starting position on the field in the league.
Correct.
We're talking about 40-yard line. So now the other team only has 60 yards to go.
Correct.
We're in the prevent already on first down.
I feel like I need to go out to the phone lines here, but
yeah, let's go to the phone lines. I want to talk some noise.
Well, I guess he hung up. I don't know what's going on. All right, so open phone lines here. Brent is again not a Baker Mayfield fan.
I love Baker. I think we need the grit on the team.
Yeah.
But we also, when Baker's issue is when he gets hurt, he wants to play through the injuries.
Yeah.
He can't play through the injuries. We have a backup quarterback for a reason.
Right.
Sit for a couple of games, get healthy, big bro.
That's
Bro, get healthy.
No, barely winning a trash division ain't good enough anymore. It's not good. Well, I'll tell you what.
So what is good enough to you? Because Brenton, I'm gonna be honest with you, Brenton. We weren't even winning the division 10 years ago. Do you have a Jameis Winston jersey in your closet? Or were you only a fan when Sapp was here killing quarterbacks?
It's not good enough anymore.
When were you a fan? Because I hear, I've been a fan for 30 years. I've been a fan for 40 years. How?
When they won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady.
We had 2 first-round picks when we got Sapp and Brooks.
Yep.
You know how that happens? You're trash.
Yeah. You gotta be.
You're trash. That's how that happens. You're trash.
Yeah.
You get a number 1 pick because you're trash. Josh Freeman was number 7.
Yeah.
Trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to be bad to get picks that high.
Yep.
And I'd rather barely win the NFC South now and sit in quote unquote mediocrity than be terrible like we were. We were the laughing stock in the 70s and the 80s.
Well, his thing is, or other Bucs fans' thing is, get rid of Todd Bowles, get rid of Jason.
That's going to be a rebuild. We're going to be stuck.
Rebuild.
We're going to be rebuilding for 10 years because you get rid of Todd Bowles, Jason Light's job is going to be on the line.
At least 5.
Yeah.
You guys are not patient.
I'm going to give you guys a theory, and I'm going to tell you what I came up with.
Go for it.
My theory is that the Glazers just don't like to spend money. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
They don't want to spend money because we always get bargain basement deals. Let's be real. Who wanted Sue when we signed him? Who wanted JPP when we traded for him?
Well, those were good deals. But
they were good
exactly
deals,
right.
but nobody wanted them. We just got lucky that we got some dogs in our locker room to match with people like Levante.
Right. You don't always have to spend money in order to get the best players. You don't. But they went all in for those last 2 years with Brady, and then they had to pay.
And another thing you guys like to say, oh, Todd Bowles was 8-9 with Brady. He's terrible. Brady was going through a divorce.
Yes.
He was about to retire.
Yes.
His wife was sleeping with his trainer.
Yes. And nobody.
You go play quarterback when your wife's sleeping with somebody else.
And
You go do it.
behind an offensive line that was terrible.
He didn't go to OTAs, which he normally does.
Terrible.
So there was no chemistry with our team.
Right. I mean,
that was our first year with K. Dot and then Rashad White.
Right.
You guys don't understand football.
These were all excuses at this point, according to them. So
excuses.
Yes.
They like to say, since BA left, we've been bad. We were bad with BA until we got Tom. Y'all don't remember we didn't make the playoffs the year before Tom came. We were 7-9.
Right.
Y'all don't remember that, huh?
No, they don't remember that with Jameis Winston. They
30 for
that.
30. That was that
30.
year. We were
You like
7-9.
that? Was that good?
What y'all like to say it's always been we've had it. No matter what coach it's been, we've been trash under each coach we've ever had. We've been trash under Dungy. We've been trash under Gruden. We've been trash under Schiano. We've been trash under every Raheem Morris. We've had years that we were trash. So where is this Todd Bowles' trash crap coming from? Because last time I checked, we won a Super Bowl with that man. Why don't y'all back our coach up? Go to the you know what's crazy is I feel like Mike Evans is going to come back in another uniform. They're going to cheer louder for Mike than they ever have when he was on the Bucs, which is ass backwards. You Bucs fans are ass backwards. I go out there every week, rain, sleet, or snow. I'm screaming my butt off. I'm cheering for my team. Bro, we did that. Elijah's mom did the national anthem. When the helicopter flew over, I screamed. Do you know Bucs fans looked back at me and said, "Why are you screaming so loud? We're at a football game. Why are you here?
Why are you here?"
I'm gonna scream, bro. Why are you here?
Wait a minute. Let me go out to TJ Reeves.
Go away.
Yes,
Go
TJ knows.
away. I will hold the door.
They sit on their butts when our defense is on the field and the opposing fans are screaming. Dude, I have a video that went viral because I'm surrounded by green at the Eagles games. The Eagles game. And you know what Bucs fans said after we lost? Oh, we need to fire Bowles. We were 3-1. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Did you see the stats from the game? Jalen Hurts didn't have any yards. He had 8 yards passing in the second half.
Yeah.
What can Todd Bowles do better than that? Benjamin Morrison shut down A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown just went for a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Benjamin Morrison shut him down, was running routes for him.
By the way, there's some fans who think Benjamin Morrison is a bust.
This is
Oh
my
God! Not even a whole year. No, this is what I'm dealing with, bro.
If you're gonna say anybody's a bust, I say Zion. But Zion it was a tough year. Yes, it was a tough year for Zion. But when you don't get to the quarterback and pressure the quarterback,
correct.
No matter who the quarterback is, first string, second string, they're an NFL quarterback for a reason. They can pinpoint the ball anywhere if they have time. They can go to Chuck E. Cheese with an NFL quarterback and see what he does to you on that little throwing game. Just go, just see what he does. He gonna beat you like you stole something.
I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. Listen, I agree. Again, with let's see here. That's my point, bro. The 49ers had more injuries and they won 12 games.
It's different.
Where did they go?
It's different.
Where did they go?
So here's the thing. People don't understand.
Where did they go? Did they go to the Super Bowl?
No.
When they
nowhere.
went to the Super Bowl the last 2 times that they won the Super Bowl.
No,
they haven't.
You want to know what So since we're going to use that with the 49ers, why didn't they beat the Eagles in the NFC Championship game 3 years ago?
Oh, well, I thought
when Jalen Hurts had that amazing game and that one fumble cost him that year.
Right.
So
against
why did injuries, right? Oh, they lost Brock Purdy. Then they lost another quarterback. And Christian McCaffrey was playing quarterback ultimately in the NFC Championship.
Right.
But that's injuries.
That's injuries.
So if you're going to use that excuse for the Bucs, injuries shouldn't matter. The 49ers should have won the Super Bowl that year.
But listen, they were able to overcome the 12, but what did they do with it? They were in the same boat as the Bucs.
They had injuries to skilled positions. They didn't have
had 12
injuries.
Wins. Who cares?
They didn't have it, and
they
had
won a Super Bowl. According to your point,
they had a competent backup. Mac Jones was a 15th overall pick. He's competent. He has the offensive guru to get it done.
Barton is a guard, not according to the Bucs. He's a center.
He's a center, and he's a damn good center.
Baker
at that.
wasn't injured the last 7 games. He was bad. He was injured. Sorry,
he was injured.
He was injured.
So go back to the 49er game last year when he stretched out that amazing first down he got at the end of the game.
Yep.
Adrenaline was rushing at that point.
Yep.
Didn't we play the Lions the next week?
Yep. Had an oblique injury, by the way.
That was the oblique
reported.
injury. Go look at him stretch out when he slams the ball on the ground. Bam. That's the oblique injury right there.
2 shoulder injuries.
He gets up, he shakes it off.
Oblique
We win the
knee.
game. The next week, he looked like he was seeing ghosts.
Again, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to Brent. He's not a Baker Mayfield fan, doesn't want him re-signed, and will not even say when it's been reported by various sources that Baker Mayfield was dealing with various injuries, not one.
Levante said it. Levante, go watch Levante's interviews with Skip and Gerald McCoy. They talk about everything.
Would Levante lie about that? Would he lie about that, Brent?
No, I don't think.
I don't think he would.
Brent, Levante even said he even admitted to loafing.
What did you win in 1995 when you got Sapp and Brooks? What did you win?
Nothing.
What did you win in 96?
Nothing.
What did you win in 97? You won a playoff game. 98, what did you win? Nothing. 99, you went to the NFC Championship game. You didn't win a Super Bowl.
That was the Burt catch.
Yep. 2000, what did you win? Nothing. 2001, nothing. 2002, Super Bowl 37. 3, nothing.
Got worse. And a lot of fans love saying, bring back Gruden. Are you crazy? Y'all lost y'all dang mind.
I grew up as an Oilers fan. Okay, Brent. I don't give Brady that excuse because Devin White lost his dad. He didn't get that excuse when his play fell off.
Yeah, but he's not Brady. He ain't win 6 Super Bowls.
Right.
Here's the issue. People like to take circumstances and give certain people
Narratives.
leeway in certain situations.
Yep.
Devin White wanted to get paid.
Yes.
It's his first contract.
Yep.
Get live 45.
But the effort wasn't there.
What's even funnier is
He
last
regressed.
year, you guys know why we're so deep in the hole at linebacker, right? Because we let Devin White walk. That was our future at linebacker. He was supposed to take the reins from Levante.
But he regressed. And then also in the top 10 last year were missed tackles with Savasi Dennis and Christian Roseboom, who 2 of those linebackers are on the roster at this point.
Terrible.
Baker threw a pick and lost that game.
Baker's lost a lot of games.
It's just all on Baker.
I love Baker.
It's not on the defense.
But Baker's done some.
It's not on the defense stopping 3rd and 28, 4th and 14.
We would have been in the NFC Championship game 2 years. Was that 2 years ago when he fumbled on 4th? The defense that you guys hate so much.
Yep.
Goal line stand against the Commanders in the playoffs. I bet you weren't at the game because it was electric.
All right.
That's the best I've ever seen. Bucs
He's one of
fans.
these guys. He said, man, please, Brady played with top 5 What does that mean? He played with top 5 defenses. What does that tell you?
Our defense was top 5.
He's the greatest of all time for a reason. He's won championships. What are we talking about?
Brady, Cam Newton says it best. Brady was the best game manager of all time.
This is the stupidest. This is the stupidest argument when they go, Brady is not the GOAT of all time because he had top 5 defenses. Usually when you win a Super Bowl, you don't just do it with a quarterback. You do it with a whole team effort. It's why the Bucs won a Super Bowl because
I got an argument for that top 5 defense crap. Okay, Brady might have played with top 5 defenses his whole career. Okay, so if you're a Montana guy, I'm gonna say this: Montana played with top 10 defenses his entire career.
Right.
Brady never had Jerry Rice.
That's right. He never did.
So what? There's your argument there. So if Brady had Jerry Rice, which he had Randy Moss for 2 years, and he broke the record for touchdowns and yards. I mean, give him Jerry Rice. Go ahead, give it to him.
On that note, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
We got to wrap this up because I get emotional with you, Bucs fans.
I could see it. I needed that.
So,
emotion.
hey, Bucs fans, when you see me in the stadium, I don't care how you think we can argue all we want, but we still Bucs brothers and sisters. We're all fans of the team. If you see that big ass hat walking around the stadium, come take a picture with me. I don't care.
Right.
We can disagree. I'm not one to be mad at you if we disagree. We can argue, we can bicker, and we still brothers and sisters.
I'm just saying again, keep it in perspective. Be careful what you wish for, because when you want wholesale changes, don't complain.
Yep.
Brady,
just be out there with me when we won 1-16.
Brady is not the GOAT. I don't give these guys today GOAT status because of the rules.
Brady's the reason the rule changed because they tore his ACL in the pocket.
Right. But Brady is the GOAT.
He's
by far.
He tore his ACL in the pocket. They changed the rule because you had the biggest star in the game miss a full season and ratings dipped. And the NFL is all about their dollar, their bottom line.
That's it.
So
on that note, we'll wrap it up right there. DJ UPS, thanks a lot for the time. As always, I don't know what that was. That was funny. It was get this. There you go. Get this guy on the sports web ASAP. He's great. He does a great job, and he knows what he's talking about at this point.
I love you guys, man. Bucs fans, whether we agree or not, like I said, I love you guys. Like if you see the big hat walking around the stadium, me and Baby J, we got new uniforms this year. So you see the big hat walking around the stadium, come say what's up.
All right. There we go, guys. Let's go ahead and wrap it up right there.
Bring your passion.
Bring your excitement.
Just don't
bring any nonsense.
You know it.
All right, I'm your host, Peter Blake, here live from the Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo from the Florida State Fairgrounds. We'll see you in September here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. As we always say on this show to end it off, go Bucs!
Tampa
Bay!